Okay, there it goes. The server might also freak. We may have to actually move the trial if the server freaks out too much on this. Oh, easy with the rope, easy.
Oh, I don't see you.
Ah.
Ah, there you are. There you are. Where were we?
We were talking about. I mean, this must have been a stressful memory for you, so that's why you probably fainted. Is talking about how you were immolated by.
Yes, by Alejandro.
Yes. So we'll walk through that. The important aspect of that is how did you know it was Alejandro?
He was unmasked. He wasn't even masked up, and
Were you,
he wanted it to be known that it was him, kind of.
well, and what did he say? Were you talking with him beforehand?
So he approached me and Bishop when we were on duty outside the ranger's office, saying, like, "You're all corrupt bastards who serve that corrupt, a matter of fact, corrupt person, Marshal Kretz." And I said, "Sir, we do not work for the DOJ, but you're entitled to your opinion under the First Amendment. I appreciate you expressing that right." He then goes over to start arguing with Lieutenant Kennedy. So me and Bishop were originally gonna clock off to, like, Bishop had just gone through like something traumatic, and I was trying to catch him up on what had occurred. Um, and what ends up happening is Alejandro is like comes up and approaches, and he's like, hey, lawman, uh, the Dara tribe sends its regards, and for a yeah, I know everybody uses that term, sends their regards, and throws a Molotov at us, basically.
It's weird. It's like everyone is like reenacting their favorite stage play or
Mm-hmm.
something.
They're not half as fat as a man named Joe.
You know, maybe next time they'll say, leave the gun, take the cannoli or something. I don't know. Maybe that'll show up too.
Probably, probably. Aye, aye, aye.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna be good. I'll be able to get you to wherever you need to go. The ending question is always going to be, do you believe Mr. Alejandro, as your opinion as a law enforcement officer? What is your opinion as a law enforcement officer for the ability for Mr. Alejandro to be rehabilitated back to society?
Oh, I do believe in rehabilitation, but that's a really difficult question.
Yeah, it is. But the answer to that question that I'm going for is he cannot be. He's going to either needs to be put in jail for the rest of his natural days, or he needs to be shot. But you answer honestly, to the best of your ability. And again, I won't begrudge you if you do not align with what it is I would like you to say. I want you to just speak honestly.
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get you out of here, and then
Wonderful.
Yeah, so this trial might take a while. You're, I think, third witness, I think.
Between you and me, Stanley, I believe he's going to screw it up for himself by not being able to hold his tongue.
No, well, maybe. I just hope. I have now, Bannerman. How's it going?
Hello.
I have serious concerns that Blackwater may not be able to handle the population for this trial. I'm concerned by that.
Yeah, it might be an issue.
Okay, but we'll see as it goes.
Yeah.
But Bannerman, good to see you. You haven't seen Marshal Hans anywhere, have you?
Not today, no.
Okay. Oh yeah, no. We're in good spirits today. We should be able to get somebody locked away that needs to get locked away for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Anyway,
Will he be handcuffed for this trial?
I'm not going to want him unhandcuffed. I want him handcuffed entirely. Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
given his charges, he's going to be handcuffed. Any point where he isn't handcuffed, it'll probably be for a specific thing, or someone's fucked something up, to put it simply.
Yeah.
Like with the Death Rose case. I'm hoping that'll be the last time we have that incident.
Yes. I will. I'm not even wanting him to have one handcuff onto the table. I don't even want for him to have a hand free.
Ball and chain.
No.
Yeah.
But I do need to see if we can talk to Mr. Combetti. He may need to get escorted to get a change of clothes for court.
Okay.
But I'm
Maybe not. The locker room had a wardrobe installed in the station.
Okay.
Last night.
Good.
Okay.
But we'll make sure he knows about that. But in the meantime, I'm going over to the Ranger's office and see about a thing. But Marshal, I'll leave the security of the courthouse to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bannerman.
Thanks, sir. Of course, no problem.
Ma'am? Do. It's gonna be a courtastic day. Okay.
Good day.
Ma'am? All these doors open. Mr. Crombetti.
How you doing? Is my client awake, ready for whatever's gonna happen?
I was just looking for him. I don't believe so. Let's go take another look.
Oh, please God, tell me he's actually gonna wake up for this.
Yeah, I swear to God, if he does not show up, well, we're still gonna try him in that Sadcho then. This trial's going forward.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of difficult for my end, but I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it might be a boon not to have your client take the stand.
Oh yes, I said that, but he does indeed want to speak. So I mean, you know. Also, I was reading those the discovery papers. You know you spelt my first name wrong, right?
I believe here you take a look at how do you spell your first name? Is it I don't know how to spell Cicero.
It's Cicero. You have me as Cicalo. Cicalo.
Okay, one more time, and I'll
Cicero. I was reading over it and I'm like, wait a minute, who's this Sicklo guy? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's me. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I'll make changes to your copy as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what he's gonna go with. I hope he shows up, but if he doesn't, I don't know what to say. But yeah,
Okay. I mean, like, it's up to you, like, how you want to handle this. Like, I don't want to
yeah,
put you through the ringer when you have no bullets to defend yourself, essentially.
yeah. No, we can see where it goes. I mean, he wouldn't miss his trial, right? Like Alejandro's not that type of guy, is he?
I mean, I'm bringing him up on some pretty gnarly charges. Sorry, some pretty egregious charges. So,
Yeah.
I hope he wouldn't miss it.
I'm hoping too. Yeah.
He's been made very well aware. We all agreed. I don't know what to say. I don't know the man that well. I know him through paperwork, and through paperwork, he seems like a demon.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll just wait. We still got some time. I'm guessing everybody's gonna probably try to be there around 2. So.
Yeah. Also, your client should be able to change into some clothing. I believe there's a little box with some clothing in the cell.
Perfect.
So he won't be in prisoner garb. He should be able to change into appropriate court wear.
Wonderful. And it's during the open court, right?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. We're gonna have a lot of onlookers.
Yes. And again, that's the other reason why I'm like, you're Mr. Crumbetti, I know you to be a good and decent lawyer. And I would hate to, for lack of a better term, beat the crap out of you with a cane while you can't defend yourself in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm sure my client will make it. I'm sure
he's sleeping right over there. I think,
I'm sure.
Sound. He'll be right. Yeah.
I definitely didn't try to get a doctor to see him last night, and he went to sleep on me not even 5 minutes before the doctor came over. No, of course not.
He would never do that. He's actively assisting in the defense of himself.
Yes, he is. Yes, very much so. Yeah. Definitely didn't rewrite our things like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. All right. Well, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
And it's Mr. LeRae that's presiding over it, right?
Yes. So he's the Chief Justice LeRae. Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be wonderful. Okay.
I think you would rather have LeRae than Graves, honestly.
Probably, yeah. I also rather have my client there, but I mean, guess beggars can't be choosers type thing. I guess,
I guess
all I know is you better be paying me for this.
Lawyers can't choose their. Oh wait, yes they can.
They can, and I'm not going to say I don't regret taking I regret taking the client. I mean, money's money.
Yeah, I get you. $20.
He's a very he's a very man who doesn't trust a lot of people. He doesn't trust a lot of people at all. So
yes, and he has a very particular way of the way he thinks should be done.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Crumbetti, I'll let you escort you out of here until a marshal or a ranger can stay in here with you.
Perfect.
Hello, sir.
Excuse me. Why are there no law enforcement?
There was people here, and now they're not. Yeah.
Okay, let's head to the courtroom and let's see if we can get somebody to at least stand vigil while your client sleeps.
Yeah.
I don't mean to alarm you, but I
How are you doing?
Oh, Crumbetti. I love Crumbetti.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Do you want a sweet treat?
I would like a sweet treat. Hello, Miss Lister.
Crumbetti, Stanley.
Sir, do we have any rangers about?
Oh yeah.
Can we, if they're inside, could we get one of them to actually be on duty and stand by the prisoner's cell, because he appears to be in a deep sleep still, and we are concerned he was not waking up.
Well, I mean,
Which would be really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
We will try
Please
him.
scream and yell at him as much as you can to wake him up, please, guys.
Yeah, we will try him in absentia if need be, but, yeah, this trial is going forward.
well,
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rangers. Where the fuck did I last see some Rangers? I don't fucking know where the Rangers are.
Well, that's not good.
I saw them go by the water.
Well, then,
That's right. They're over this way.
Yeah.
sure. Let's okay.
Thank you for the candy. Are you attending the open court?
Of course, I would never miss a Crumbetti court case.
Thank you. I cannot promise anything's going to be coming of it, but we can do something interesting.
Yes. I think either
Okay.
way it'll serve the public interest to have this trial.
Yes, probably. I do know that Mr. Redfeather is probably going to be attending, as he was trying to visit my client yesterday, so
Okay.
that will be even better. More entertaining for the people, I guess.
Maybe.
Ugh.
Let's
Ugh.
everyone's going to be checked for weapons at the door, so
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
you're okay, Mr. Crumbetti? It's pretty cold. out, aren't you?
Perfectly fine. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing great. We're once my client gets up, I can alert him to what's going on. We can get him a nice change of clothes,
Mhm.
and so forth.
Yeah, and it'll be great because he wants to be here to prove his innocence
Yes, he does. Right?
Yeah.
because he's innocent, correct?
Yeah,
No,
of course
until-
he's innocent. Yeah,
until
yeah.
proven guilty,
My
yeah,
client's
yeah.
innocent. Of course he's innocent. Yeah. He's a harmless little bug. He is. Yeah.
What'd he do?
Yeah, Mr. Crumbetti, how would you describe what he's done?
He's a very emotional man, and sometimes he likes to show his emotion with physical contact.
Oh, so like kissing?
Well, not kissing, but
Oh,
more,
sorry, never mind. That was physical affection.
yeah. Affection was not one of the terms I used. Physical contact, that's for sure.
Okay.
Oh, look, there's the doctor that was going to overlook him last night, and he fell asleep on me. Yeah, how you doing, Doc?
Hello.
Doing
Sorry for
pretty
wasting your
good.
time.
What about yourself? Ah, it's all right. Shit happens, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, what we, so you've already spoken to the doctor and you know what evaluation you want her to do.
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be time enough now. I think it might be it. I mean, he had his chance yesterday.
Okay. Doc, you know the evaluation your Mr. Crumbetti wanted to happen for his client, correct?
Yes, I am aware of it.
How long would that evaluation take?
It does require some
You all look
time,
very
If you
handsome.
want it to be thoroughly.
Well, I mean, thorough, Mr. Crumbetti, or do you just want something on paper?
I mean, for Mr. Alejandro, how much time do you got, Doc?
Undressed report.
How much time do you got? Because I got time.
Not a lot. Can we do a thorough but like a fast-paced thorough? You know, give it like
I
a
mean,
best of both worlds.
I can say yes, but it wouldn't be very accurate.
Well, I didn't hear that. How about you go
Well,
take the doc
accurate
over
as
to
in, like leaning towards the side of like what? What do you mean like accurate?
Hat off, please.
I mean, thing is that it's not just, so we do have a screening, and we do have a spread system, but just because we got that, I mean, that could tell that a patient could be,
Yeah, no.
whatever, and it couldn't be like fully accurate because we don't know the story behind it.
Oh God! If he was listen, that whole story's that's gonna be 3 hours. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, let's just go with the quick look over. Let's see what you make of them, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Alrighty. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to your client.
See, that's the other thing.
How about you just start walking over there, and then hopefully he'll appear.
Well,
He'll
let's just
appear.
go
He'll be
take a
there. He'll
look for
wake
my
up.
client. Yeah, let's see if he's awake yet. Yeah.
Oh,
Veteran,
my
you're gonna be
God.
doing the swearing-ins today because I'm a witness to this.
I can swear in.
You can swear. I don't know if you can swear
Oh,
in.
that's so good.
Put my hand on the Bible. I'll swear in.
Wait,
What if I pull you aside just real quick?
I don't have a
Hold
Bible
on.
right now. It's upstairs. Yes.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Very
Very
crit.
hard to get.
very thorough medical examination happening.
Yes. Extremely thorough.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, yeah, I'm a friend of John Smith.
All right, let's make our way into the courtroom.
Right.
I'm concerned for the venue of the trial. I'm really hoping the venue can handle the amount of people that are going to show up.
Oh, Miss Baker.
Good evening.
How are you?
Oh, I'm quite well.
Oh, well, good. I did not expect you to show today. I'm quite content.
What didn't you expect me to show today?
I don't know. I thought you were going to be absent for this trial, but I'm quite happy you're here.
I think I thought it was Saturday, and that's why I might have said something.
Oh, all right.
Miss Baker, good to see you. You're in good health, I hope.
Oh, I'm quite well, thank you so much, Mr. Whitmore. It's lovely to see you too.
Yes, I believe Marshal Kretz. I think is the Marshal Jameson. Is he going to be here?
He
Oh,
should be, I believe.
I imagine
Is he?
so. Most of the marshals will be.
Is
That's a
well, do you
healthy,
know if
healthy
Marshal
flush.
Jameson is going to be here?
I don't know. Why would I know? I don't know.
Aren't you the court reporter? You typically know these things. How the marshals travel for.
Oh, well, you know, I they don't really tell me much. They should probably file some reports with me, but yeah, I don't want to make them do more work than they have to. So
Well, anyway, Miss Baker.
All right.
Oh, Miss Baker, I apologize. Just stand on some business for a moment. Would you like a copy of the discovery for the court record, along with? Actually, I had something else I was going to give you, but would you like a copy of the discovery for the court records?
oh yes, absolutely. I think that would do wonders.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me. There we go. Here's another copy. I've been made sure I had my wrist hurts from writing so many of these copies. It's thankfully for the typewriter, that little fun mechanism in front of you. It's,
Yes,
Mr. Whitmore, we have a copier. Come here.
Hello, Miss Baker.
Do you need me to show you?
no, this infernal technology. I don't need it.
Why
Hello,
not walk
Marshal
in?
Kretz, how are
I'm
you?
pretty good. How about you?
They were just talking about the discovery they were doing.
I'm pretty sure this is the prosecution side. It's usually on the right. I think.
It's on the left. When you walk inside, when you go to my office, it's the first door on the left.
Oh, so there's a copier there.
Yes.
You have a copier? Okay. I'll take it.
Well, it's a printing press.
But then I got to set up all the letters and stuff, and it's just easier for me to retype a lot of these things if they're small enough documents.
Fair enough. But we do have our own printing press.
Oh, well, that's good. Because, may need to make window posters. I don't know. I'm just. Ugh.
Yes. It's gonna be an interesting trial.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
So, which witness did you want to handle for the questioning?
I can handle anyone. I can do. I mean, whatever one you think is best. I do know that the questions I have for Oliver Kretz aren't exactly the best.
Kretz will be a good witness. He knows where
Yes.
we need him to go. So. Yeah, because I do definitely, because, we have a lot of witnesses, and again, I think the practice would be useful for you, Miss Lister.
Of course.
As long as you're
I-
hydrated enough to handle it.
I am definitely drinking a little more right now to clear up my sinuses, but also, my head.
Okay.
It's just a little bit of chamomile tea. Yep.
Yep,
Go
just chamomile. I will. I'll handle Mr. Kennedy and then Mr. Frazier. And I guess Hans too, because Hans I don't really need for too terribly much, or you can handle Hans. It's literally just getting the backstory of the letter, just getting that on record.
Okay.
And did you want to handle
The
Kretz?
last three, the most important ones.
Well, I mean, do you want to handle Kretz, Kennedy, and I'll handle Smith?
Sure.
Okay.
You can add a few questions for her. I was just hoping to start it off with, how are you feeling? You know, just to get the sympathy card going.
Oh yeah, yes. Have you recovered from your injuries?
Mm-hmm.
How's your throat? Are you able to speak?
Are you able to breathe?
Yeah.
How are your lungs?
Your lungs. Feel like any bones have been pushed into that? Or kicked in there?
As of late?
You know, fall down some stairs?
Where's the door? Oh, that's that way. There's mine.
Oh boy. Alright, I better,
Well, and then
Almost said this way. Mm-hmm.
And then while you can write your closing after I question, yep, the two witnesses I'll be questioning.
Yeah. No, I'm not, again, like, this is pretty straightforward. Kretz doesn't have a lot of experience with him, so it's just going to be the one, it's going to be at the major tribal shootout, that sort of thing. So it'll be, either way, we got this. Like, I'm not super concerned with it.
Do my questions look sufficient for Kretz?
Sure. I just glanced down at the paper. I see questions. Sound great.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Do we expect Mr. Leopold here?
I'll forget this again.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna sneak down to your.
We'll see him when we see him.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak down to your office and eat a couple of snacks and drink some things, and I'll be back up refreshed.
Okay.
Sir, are you chewing on a bone back there?
Why is everyone on that side?
Okay, excuse me. I'll be back in a moment.
Of course.
I hope that that guy woke up. I gotta look. Okay, yeah, he woke up. He got himself awake like 6 minutes ago. So he's here. There's a lot of people around. Nom, 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 nom. Excuse me. Ugh. I'm gonna pee. I am all drunk and ready to go. I'm curious to see like how Crimbetti's gonna throw in the medical stuff. It's gonna be great, I'm sure.
Pretty well. One of our actually, I need to tell Stanley. Excuse me. He's awake. He's getting his evaluation or some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
can't
he's
really
awake.
much here on my own.
Okay, that's good to know.
We
You said
can.
it's public
We
space.
can probably
Okay.
start the open court, and then once he comes in, then
Okay, yeah.
yeah. All right. Your Honor, as I'm
Got to take
informing
my hat
him,
off.
the main case on today's docket, he's going to be a couple minutes late. He's getting an evaluation by a doctor, but I think we should probably start open court in case any of these citizens have anything. Yeah, I think you heard you. Or at least your thoughts, maybe. Shouldn't be more than 5, maximum 10 minutes. I'm gonna go over there and oversee it myself, so you'll have Malcolm here. All right, excuse me, Your Honor.
Oh, well, what did you even do?
You ready, Miss Baker?
Oh my goodness.
You ready, Miss Baker?
Can you just say,
Mr. Bannerman, you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
DA's office.
Myself and Miss Lister stand ready, Your Honor.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let today's public court start on March 29th, 1900, 2 o'clock Eastern Stars. Charles LeRae presiding, Miss Baker is clerk. Miss Baker, is there any public affairs you need to address the court with? Beautiful, beautiful. I'm assuming still no runners for Valentine. Yes, ma'am. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we will take this time. Does the state have anything that they need to bring forth?
Our primary and only concern is the trial state versus Alejandro Zavalios. But Mr. Zavalios is currently indisposed, so nothing for the moment, Your Honor.
Beautiful. Marshall told me he addressed you on that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect, perfect. Miss Lister, good to see you, ma'am. Is there anything you need to address?
No, Your Honor. It's good to see you too.
Perfect. All right, at this time, while we wait for that individual, I will take this moment to open the floor to the public. If there's anything that needs to be addressed, et cetera, please, one at a time, in the middle, in between the desk, and I will address it. If not, we will just wait, and hopefully he will be pretty fast.
Oh, this is
You want me to go check?
Yes, I know the marshal went to look, but go for it.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Are there any warrants that you're waiting on, Mr. Stanley?
Currently, I'm not looking at any warrants until after this trial has been completed.
Understood. So nothing that needs my signature. You're not waiting on me.
There actually is one thing in there that does.
Oh shit. Okay.
But there will be, looks like possibly 4 to 5 more warrants that may need signatures, but I haven't reviewed them yet.
I'm assuming you put that in judge's docket.
Yes, should be for a one. Well, you'll see.
Is that gentleman in the courtroom today?
I'm uncertain, Your Honor.
All right. Is there a Mr. Billy Bob Brown present?
I don't see him here. No.
Mr. Stanley, I'm going to sign off on this while we wait.
Okay, I appreciate that, Your Honor. Thank you. Your Honor, I do have one question. This is just, I guess, a matter of state. Being I've only been in the employ of the DOJ for about a month now, and I haven't had a thorough chance to go through all files that we have. Sorry,
Sorry.
do you know if we have any treaties with any of the people of inside the Union when it comes to anyone?
There's never been one that was finalized to my knowledge, and I'm trying to remember all the way back to when I was in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
There was numerous talks, especially with some of the natives, but nothing was ever finalized.
Okay.
So unless the other Chief Justice, Mr. Graves or Buttersworth has signed off on something, I personally have not.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello, good sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Wonderful. My client is just getting fitted for a shoot right now because he chose to wake up 10 minutes before the trial instead of 2 hours.
Understandable. Mr. Stanley, if you want to come up here and grab this warrant, I want to sign off on it. There you go, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Not a problem. And gentleman in the nice suit, you said your clients. I'm assuming you're the attorney here. What's your name?
Yes, I am. Cicero Crumbetti.
Mr. Crumbetti. Did I say that right?
Yes, Crumbetti, yes, of the Crummy Law Service.
The Crummy Law Service. Okay.
Mhm.
Where's your office at? Is it this side of the stage?
Yes, it's in Blackwater. It's right down the street from here.
Oh, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I got one of those nice wide chairs so I can sit down without it creaking or breaking on me. It's actually quite comfortable.
You might want to let Judge Buttersworth know where to get some wide chairs. He might be appreciative of that.
Maybe I will. Ooh, hello.
Also, Your Honor, you've been furnished with a copy of the discovery, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Mr. Crumbetti, did you get a copy of the discovery?
I did indeed, yes.
Did you have ample time to go over it with your client?
I was able to, yes, yes. We have formulated a good strategy, yeah.
Oh, look who it is. Mr. Corbetti, do you need a fan or something? Or
I'm all right. Thank you. It's just, yeah. Look. Oh, look, there he is. Beautiful. He looks great. Perfect. You're looking great, champ. Looking absolutely wonderful, Mr. Alejandro. Look at you.
All right, Mr. Kretz, everybody good, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. We're good.
All right. Everybody that needs to take a seat, please take a seat. Outside of that. So just for clarification here, because I do not want to jump the gun on anything, this is not a pre-trial, correct? This is actual trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that Mr. Crumberti? Is that correct to you as well, sir?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, perfect. Everybody's good. All right. So everybody sitting down, please. If you're having issues, my friend, I am as well. You may have to stand next to your chair. I do apologize. The damn craftsman played a nice trick on us.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, Miss Baker, are you ready, ma'am? All right. Marshals.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Beautiful. And then I just want to make sure I'm saying it correct. Is it Mr. Zevalos?
Ceballos.
Zevallos. All right, I got you, my friend. I do apologize if I mess up. Let it show at 2:12 Eastern Stars on March 29th. The case between Highwater v. Zevallos is officially underway. I am going to open this forum to opening statements, and I am going to begin with you, Mr. Stanley, from the state.
Stanley Whitmore, District Attorney for the Great Union of Highwater. The facts in Alejandro Zevallos' criminal history is a pathway of many chances to change, but Mr. Zevallos continues to choose a dark and dangerous road. Mr. Zevallos' violent choices have finally caught up with him today in this trial. And here is a brief summation of the facts of Alejandro Zevallos' criminal history. Mr. Zevallos' first contact with law enforcement started on February 3rd, 1900. This starts with just screaming and acting disorderly due to him, understandably, being upset with his friend, Snow Fox's incarceration. Deputies with the Eastern Sheriff's Office attempted to calm Mr. Zevallos, but unfortunately he continued with his conduct, which forced deputies to arrest him for disorderly conduct. This is nothing that anybody hasn't been through before, feeling upset and having their emotions take over. For most of us, that would have been a learning moment, but for Mr. Zevallos, it was not. A month passes, and one would hope that Alejandro Zevallos had taken a lesson away from this previous interaction with law enforcement. But as it will become apparent, Mr. Zevallos has a hard time learning these simple lessons. On March 1st, 1900, Mr. Zevallos was again arrested, this time for the sale and possession of illegal drugs by a U.S. Marshal. During his arrest, two masked unknown native individuals threatened the marshal with weapons to release Mr. Zevallos. The marshal chose to release Mr. Zevallos under the threat and intimidation, and Mr. Zevallos was let free that day. This is also a point at which law enforcement had recognized that Mr. Zevallos had joined the Dara tribe in some capacity or another. He had been taken in by this group, and he seemed to have bonded with this tribe. This is the first step of which Mr. Zevallos has seen the power and violence, the power and threat. Only 6 days later, on March 7th, Mr. Zevallos was seemingly having a calm conversation with people near the entrance of the Valentine Bank. And then another individual, being disorderly, possibly drunk, comes up to that group and starts causing a kerfuffle, just verbal altercations. What does Mr. Zevallos choose to do? He chooses to draw his weapon and fire on the individual, which then leads into shots being exchanged and Mr. Zevallos being injured and taken to the local doctor. Upon his time waking up, Mr. Zevallos wakes up at the local doctor, pulls his long rifle, and at some distance decides to shoot again at the individual who was causing the problem in his eyes. And instead of hitting this individual, the target of his ire, he shoots an unrelated, innocent individual in the form of Esme Whitlock. She had nothing to do with it. She was the local barn owner coming out to check on shots being fired in her town, and she gets shot by the defendant. Alejandro later apologized for his actions here. And again, you will see a pattern of reckless behavior and then apology over and over with Mr. Zavalios. This is a clear point at which Alejandro is now using force rather than words to solve his problems. This reckless and, I have to say, moronic escalation of violence has led to a completely innocent bystander being severely injured. While Mr. Alejandro apologized for his actions, this also becomes a part of his violent behavior. 4 days after that incident, on March 10th, a deputy witnessed Alejandro attack a man with a hatchet. Alejandro claimed the man was talking, quote, bad about his mother, and struck the man in anger with his hatchet. Anger being the primary motivator for Mr. Zavalios. And then we come to March 22nd. March 22nd is a turning point for Alejandro Zavalios. In the morning, Alejandro was arrested by law enforcement for the sale of illegal narcotics while in Annesburg. This spot is well known to law enforcement as a spot frequented by the Dara tribe for selling their illicit goods. Mr. Zavalios claimed the marijuana joints that were found on his person were for tribal use. During his processing, Alejandro screamed and ranted about the ESO and WRO, claiming the Whitlocks were all corrupt. And then later, on March 22nd, law enforcement was alerted to a raid on Fort Mercer. As suspects fled the Fort Mercer slaughter, leaving many U.S. soldiers dead and injured in their wake, a number of suspects were caught and transported to the Western Rangers office in Blackwater. After law enforcement arrived with their suspects in Blackwater, a group from the Dara tribe protested outside of the Western Rangers office. One of those protesting was Alejandro Zavalios. 2 law enforcement officers identified Mr. Zavalios as they witnessed him at the Fort Mercer attack earlier, but were unable to apprehend him. Alejandro was arrested with his fellow Dara tribe members, and while in cells, Alejandro hid himself away from law enforcement. Then, in only what could be described as an act of savagery, Mr. Zavalios, with murder in his heart, leapt from the shadows and strangled Deputy Director Marie Smith, while in the cells. Alejandro was seething with anger and, with disregard for all things decent, squeezed the lights out of Deputy Director Smith's eyes in a truly hateful act. One day removed from that, March 23rd, Alejandro stood with his fellow Dara tribe members in a firefight against law enforcement officers, while in their lawful duties was trying to arrest Chief Redfeather of the Dara tribe for the torture of another U.S. Marshal. According to witness reports, Alejandro was one of the first to start shooting at law enforcement when negotiations broke down. Alejandro seemed to relish in the bloody affair. Alejandro ruthlessly attacked multiple officers while in the course of their duties, their lawful duties in trying to bring in a criminal. Alejandro was shot down during that event and was taken in on multiple counts of attempted murder of a civil servant. And then 2 days later, March 25th, Alejandro Zavalios was seemingly peacefully, talking outside the Western Rangers office in Blackwater when Mr. Zavalios was seen by 2 law enforcement officers that were recovering from their wounds on the previous day's battle with the Dara tribe. Alejandro, while on horseback, approached the 2 officers. Then Mr. Zavalios shouted, "Take Kretz a message for me." And he proceeded to light and throw a Molotov cocktail at one of the officers. Mr. Zavalios' Molotov exploded on one of the officers, which caused both officers to be engulfed in flames. As Mr. Zavalios rode away on horseback, the officers burned. Later on that same day, he seemingly turned himself peacefully into the Western Ranger's office. A copy of a threatening telegram was received by law enforcement that we believe is authored by Mr. Zavalios under the pen name Shadowmane. While Mr. Zavalios continues to deny his authorship of this claim, this letter outlines a very clear and a very abundant threat to law enforcement and the citizens of this state. And you would think after he was arrested and brought in, he was then charged with these crimes. He availed himself of counsel, and he eventually pled guilty to the 2 counts of assault. And as he's being processed to leave, as he is free to go, Deputy Director Smith was processing Alejandro out of the cells. And in a turn that is best described as insanity, as Deputy Director Smith is letting him out of the cells, Alejandro leaps at her and attacks her, punching her over and over again while being released from his cell in the Western Ranger's office. Pushes her down the stairs in the Western Ranger's office, deeper into the bowels of that office, where that noise can be muffled, kicks her until she goes unconscious, and then flees the scene. This completely unwarranted attack is nothing new for Mr. Zavalios. And then one day later, Mr. Zavalios comes back to the Western Ranger's office. He sees Corporal Frazier out in front of the office and casually walks up to Frazier asking, quote, "Hey Frazier, can I get my guns back? I served my time." Completely glossing over any fear that him just beating nearly to death a law enforcement officer inside a law office would have any sort of consequence. He was placed under arrest at that time, and again, Mr. Zavalios then started to proclaim his sorrow in the actions that he took. This is a brief summary of the facts, Your Honor, that will be brought forth in this case, and this is why the state also has brought this case in terms of a repeat violent offender. Mr. Zavalios may have repentant nature in him, but it is all for nothing. He does not mean any of this. He needs to be put away for life, or finally be dealt with a firing squad. Thank you, Your Honor.
I do have a question. Miss Snow Fox, is she present?
I am here, yes.
You are.
Yeah.
Marshals,
Your Honor.
make sure she does not leave this courtroom.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. As far as the defendant, your opening statement, sir.
Yes. Hello, Your Honor. You're great and powerful. My client over there, Mr. Alejandro, he obviously has been accused of many crimes, some of which he's been convicted of. Some of them he, finds a bit distasteful. But my client proceeds that he does not find what Mr. Whitmore says to be of validity. My client over there, he was pressured numerous times in his past to do things that were, let's just say, abhorrent due to the mindset of the people that he associated himself with, his tribe. They forced him into doing many horrible acts against his will numerous times, and after a while created a long, detrimental, mindset to Mr. Alejandro. That being said, my client has been undergoing a lot of scrutiny lately, and has been trying to work his hardest to try to show that he's a better person. That being said, he is currently very scared for his life, and he is been trying to cooperate as much as he can with officials to, show that he's trying to reform his ways. He wants to find redemption. And at some point, he actually told me he would like one day to join the Ranger's office and, give back to the people, whatnot, and so forth. That being said, again, my client over there, he did have a evaluation done, which I will call the doctor up later to show. But he right now is under extreme emotional stress, and all the issues that was foregone beforehand, they were, again, perpetrated under extensive peer pressure. He was inducted into a tribe, and the people he associated himself with, they all they could do was just force him to contribute to these terrible, terrible acts. And now that he is free of them, now that they are free of him, he wants to turn his life around, and he realizes that the threat that they pose to him is a very grave danger. He does not wish violence on anyone. He does not wish to, conduct himself in a outlawish manner or do any type of, savage things, whatnot, and so forth. He wants to try to rectify his crimes. He wants to serve his time. He wants to do anything he can to show to the people that he is a new man, that he deserves a second chance, but also trying to protect himself from the people that are actively trying to kill him. So I do hope during this case we can, it will be seen that he is a man that is trying to change his life.
That's good.
And that's all I got there.
Good opening. Good opening.
All right.
You're doing great.
Okay, your first witness, or actually before your first witness, for the clerk's sanity as well as mine for the lodge. What are all the charges he's facing currently?
So the current charge that is just going before him is essentially it's the HUT charge, which is repeat violent offender. That's all we're trying in this case, but I can try any outstanding cases that he has currently. I have witnesses for everything, but that's
No, that's perfect. That's something enough. That's easy enough. All right, well, back to it then. Your first witness, sir.
Say, let's call Alex Kennedy if he's available.
Mr. Kennedy.
I'm not seeing Alex here.
Fraser.
Okay, I guess with the absence of Mr. Kennedy for the moment, we will be calling Sean Fraser.
Mr. Fraser.
Can you maybe take a step outside and look for the Kennedys?
Indeed, sir, I am here.
Yeah, Kate is over there.
Come on up, my friend. Get sworn in.
We may have to clear a hole for Sean. Okay.
I can go check.
Yes, please.
All right. Do you have a any particular religion you follow or preferred religious text?
Roman Catholic, sir.
All right. Please place your hand on the Bible. Could you please state your full name and rank, please?
I am Sean Cahill Fraser, Sergeant with the Western Rangers office at this current time.
Okay, Sergeant Fraser, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth in the court of law, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Over to you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Marshal. Come on up and have a seat to my left, Mr. Fraser.
His other left.
And as soon as he is in his seat or standing next to it, feel free to begin, Mr. Stanley.
Yes. Actually, can we have Mr. Fraser just stand in front, just so everyone can hear him?
100%, sir. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure everyone in the courthouse is able to hear. If anyone cannot hear, please either shift yourself a bit closer or we can shift witnesses around. Sorry, I apologize, Sergeant. Now, then, could you state your name for the record, please?
Sean Fraser.
Are you currently employed?
I am indeed.
How are you employed?
I am a ranger within the Western Rangers office, holding the rank of sergeant. in that official capacity.
Excellent. Sergeant, I'm going to draw your attention to March 23rd, 1900. Can you tell me about the raid that happened that day on Fort Mercer?
So, we had been previously getting a account of numerous raids of the federal fort known as Fort Mercer down in New Austin, and our rules of engagement had dictated that we had the orders not to engage, but to observe and gather intel and documentation that may lead to possible arrest warrants or litigation in a legal capacity.
Okay. And on that day, what did you end up observing?
I ended up observing members of the Dara tribe, including Mr. Alejandro, conducting a raid on this federal institution at about McFarland's Ranch, I would say.
And how was it that you were able to identify Mr. Zavalios?
Mr. Zavalios, in a previous incident related to a fort raid, along with Lieutenant Bishop of the Eastern Sheriff's Office, had entered discussion when we had railed along the railway track from McFarland's to Armadillo and conversed with him. Lieutenant Bishop identified him, and I was within hearing distance of this conversation.
Okay. But at that point, he was not under arrest.
No, sir.
Okay, so what happens later that day?
So, later that day, there was another fort robbery, and we had positioned ourselves at McFarland's, ready to gain intel as previously stated, when I, from a eye distance, identified Mr. Zavalios based on the description and previous encounter I had with him from a binocular length.
Did a fort raid ensue with Mr. Zavalios firing on personnel there?
Yes, sir, and myself included, I sustained a stray bullet that hit me in the shoulder blade.
I'm sorry to hear that. You have recovered from that injury, though, yes?
Indeed, I have, sir.
So let's go a little bit forward in time to the ending of the fort raid. What were the suspects doing near the end of the raid?
So by the end of the raid, with their body count of numerous soldiers stacked along the streets, blood that I have not seen since my time in the service, they proceeded to take continents from the wagon and proceed to head out westward, slaughtering any injured in their way, and leaving no mercy for those who stood the test of time.
And what did law enforcement do, if anything?
We documented the descriptions and physical appearances, which would later lead to another fort robbery, where myself and Alex Kennedy arrived alone.
And once again, were you witnessing these things?
I was indeed, yes.
So also on that date, it seems like there was, at a later time, there were enough law enforcement available that they decided to interdict the raid as it was happening, correct?
This is true.
Okay. What happened for that part of the raid?
So as stated, myself and Alex Kennedy arrived at McFarland's Ranch, and we dismounted assuming that we would be obtaining intel for a case against the Dara tribe. We quickly realized that we were outnumbered, and myself and at that point, Lieutenant Kennedy hid behind a chicken coop for a solid 2 minutes, hearing gunfire come out. We realized that the cavalry had indeed arrived, and deputies from the Eastern Sheriff's Office were there to support us in apprehending the, I believe, Redfeller, I believe it was at the time.
Okay. And then after the cavalry, as you call it, apprehended some of the suspects, what happened next?
I returned with my rangers back to the ranger's office, and within 15 minutes, 2 more suspects were arrested. None of them were Mr. Zavalius. That was later.
Okay. So then you have 3 suspects in your custody, and then when does Mr. Zavalios come to the scene?
I would have to say, roughly, probably 30 minutes after initial processing had begun. Mr. Zavalius was heard playing a guitar outside of the ranger's office, loud enough and obnoxious enough for the entire building to hear.
Okay, what happens next?
Myself and Lieutenant Kennedy proceed to go outside, and I immediately recognized the man based on the description and outfit that I had seen previously from the earlier fort raid, recognizing him as a participant in such heinous actions.
Did that lead to you attempting to arrest Mr. Zavalios?
Lieutenant Kennedy had initially attempted to detain him. However, I stood in and told him that we have evidence proving that he was there at the scene of the crime, committing the atrocities against those federal troops of the United States Army. So I indeed, yes, initiated an arrest.
Okay. Did he come willingly?
Initially, no. I had to convince him that it was in his best interest to do so, so it would not be heightened to an unnecessary altercation.
Ah, so you had to calm his nerves in order for him to do the right thing.
Yes, sir.
So, again, we'll move forward a little bit. As Mr. Zavalios was being processed and put down, I apologize. So, Mr. Zavalios is put into the cells. Was he put into the cells upstairs or downstairs in the Western Raiders office?
Initially, Mr. Zavalius was put in the holding cell upstairs. However, this proved to be quite problematic as his fellow tribesmen within the cells were continuously beating one another.
Oh, that sounds reckless. So what did the officers do?
We took the decision to separate them one by one. They were questioned by a lieutenant of the ranger's office upstairs. And eventually they were shifted down to the holding cells downstairs by myself and Eva Marie Smith.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm apparently really thirsty. So, what happens next after everyone gets shifted down in the cells? When's the next time you see Mr. Zavalios?
It was, it happened quite fast.
What happened quite fast?
I was not quick enough to walk behind the deputy director at the time, and she had gained quite a distance. By the time I had reached the cell door of the proper jail downstairs, she was already on the second floor of the cell block. As I approached to get to the first floor of the cell block, I witnessed Alejandro jump down from the third level and begin to assault and choke out the deputy director.
Did he say anything while he was doing this?
I would not have been in distance, but I do believe something was exclaimed.
Okay. Was the deputy director attacked from behind, would you say?
Yes, I would agree with that assessment, considering that he jumped down and basically ambushed her.
In a most cowardly fashion, yes. Now, what happens after this? So you see the deputy director being strangled by this madman. What do you do?
I had wanted to approach, however, his tribesmen, I shall say, come out of the woodwork and start chasing after me. Not wishing to end up with a strangled neck, I attempted to holler for a fellow lawman dashing to the cell door, I managed to get my keys in, not without being physically assaulted before closing the door and being forced to return fire with one shot of my shotgun on the door, fearing for my life. At this point, Deputy Marshal Hans Smith and Fritz and I believe Lieutenant Kate came downstairs to assist and try to understand why I had shot in a jail cell. I had explained the situation to them.
Okay. And eventually, you quelled. Eventually, you quell the prisoners and retrieve Deputy Director Smith, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was her condition after you retrieved her?
In honesty, it was a pitiful sight to see. She was barely able to communicate verbally to ourselves, and I could see deep pain within her eyes that she was masking behind the strong, rank-induced courage that she has.
Yes.
Trying to be strong for us while her body was failing.
Yes, yes. It's a terrible sight to see and a terrible thing to behold. Okay. Did it surprise you that somebody would so brazenly attack law enforcement while they were in the cells?
In all honesty, yes. I thought somebody who had come in so willingly would realize that it would not be wise to, as they say, dig a deeper hole.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go forward a few days to March 25th. I'm gonna bring your attention to again. You're at the Western Rangers office, talking with Lieutenant Bishop out in front of the office while you were both recovering from wounds from the previous day. Can you tell me about any interaction you may have had with Mr. Zavalios that day?
Yes. Of course, myself and Bishop, who was left medically off duty due to his condition, I was trying to catch Bishop up to speed when Mr. Zavalios began arguing with Alex Kennedy in the street, and I believe Miss Snowflocks was also present there. He then began to go on a tirade, verbally harassing myself and Bishop, who had no involvement in the argument with Mr. Kennedy, claiming that we worked for a corrupt marshal, and forgive my language, a bastard named Kretz. I informed Mr. Zavalios that I am not an employee of the Department of Justice like the Marshal's office is, and I am in fact a law enforcement officer. However, he is entitled to his opinion under the First Amendment. I then proceeded to go into the office to go off duty, given that I wanted to spend time with Bishop and help him recover from his wounds. However, when I got back to Bishop, Mr. Zavalios exclaimed that all us lawmen do all day is scratch our balls and sit on porches.
Crude language indeed. So continue on. I apologize.
No, it is perfectly fine. It was at this point, mind you, me and Bishop being off-duty law enforcement officers, practically civilians, see Mr. Zavalios approach us on his Arabian, a red Arabian, named Ignis, I believe. Say, hey deputies, take a message for Marshal Kretz, and proceeded to firebomb us.
Okay, when you say firebomb, do you mean describe the implement?
The implement was an alcoholic beverage with a rag on it, lit by a match or some other form of ignition, that was tossed at myself merely a day after recovering from a similar incident on an unrelated matter.
Did the bottle hit its mark? Intended mark, I should say.
I would say it partly did, because my skin graft required a different checkup and slowed the healing.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear about that harrowing experience, but both you and the lieutenant were injured by fire from Mr. Zavalios.
We're injured enough to be ignorant to try chase him, I had emptied my shotgun, racking it 3 times with little effort. Quite aggravated by the fact that I had been targeted for something I had little to no part in.
Okay. If you need a moment to compose yourself, that's understandable. But we're going to move on from this topic, and then we will talk about finally March 26th. So this is just a few days ago when Alejandro turned himself in, seeming peacefully, after the second assault on Deputy Director Smith. Can you explain what happened then?
So typically with the early shift, it tends to be myself and Lieutenant Kate Kennedy for the vast early morning. We were standing outside the ranger's office going through paperwork on a unrelated case. I believed it had to do with training of a new junior ranger at the time. When Mr. Zavaios approached and said, "Hey Fraser, can I get my guns back? I served my time."
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. Did that seem odd to you?
It did, given the fact that we had earlier received a telegram from yourself considering that he had an arrest warrant after serving a previous arrest.
Okay, please continue.
Myself and Lieutenant Kennedy, looked at one another, and I would say she came up with a valid excuse to get me inside after looking for his firearms, saying that the weapons were too heavy to carry without trying to signal any distress or prematurely lead to an altercation.
Okay.
We spoke, and...
Hold on,
Go ahead,
sorry. I apologize. So you get him inside just to make sure you can effect an arrest safely.
He was still outside at this time, but we had a object of importance to him, so we had no belief that he would flee or evade.
Okay.
We spoke, and we looked at the evidence that we had at the time, saying that he had not served the arrest warrant that you had issued for the repeated violent offender.
Mm-hmm.
And came to the conclusion that despite him serving time and not being rehabilitated, we would have to arrest him again and take much money from the taxpayer to facilitate this.
Okay, so we're going to step forward a little bit. When he is finally arrested, does he put up any sort of fight?
I had to convince him.
So you used your words to get him to come in, but there was no violence at this point.
No violence.
Okay, good. And then after you informed him of the charges and where they stem from, what does Mr. Zavaios say?
He informed me that he saw nothing on the outside for him, and that he reoffended as a mere way of protection from his former tribesmen for the actions he had committed on myself and Bishop.
So he starts off by saying that the reason that he brutally attacked Deputy Director Smith was to protect himself.
Yes, sir.
At any point does he say that he apologizes for what he's done to Deputy Director Smith?
Show remorse and regret, yes.
But was that after he made the statements that he did it to protect himself?
During, I would say.
Okay, so he's trying to blend the two together. Okay. Actually, that is all the questions I have for this witness. Just gonna try to shorten this up. This is taking way too long.
May I see it again?
Not right this moment.
No, we still have to. Mr. Crumbetti still has to give you cross-examination.
Yeah, all right.
Mr. Crumbetti, he is all yours,
Okay.
sir.
Perfect. Mr. Fraser, all right, so I'd like to ask you a couple questions. So the instant you bring up with you having to fire a shot within the cells, that was because Miss Ava Smith was trying to give fines to some of the Dara crew down there. Yes.
That was due to me being assaulted by a member of the tribe.
Okay. Because I was looking over the reports for it and whatnot, and there was no mention of that made other than the fact that it was noted by Miss Caitlin Kennedy, who said that she heard a gunshot go off, but she did not see anything that happened in there. So I was just a bit confused on that. The second part is apparently my client over there, he was talking about how he was apologized to her before when he took the first swing, when he first hit Miss Smith, and how he was during that time he was going to do it because he was very stressed out. Is there any indication you could point to that would show that he had remorse or regret that he, after he knocked her out, he didn't do anything else to her, that he did not attack anyone else or whatnot? Is that true?
I'm going to object to the form. First off, he gave a statement based from his own client of what he said during an interaction that Mr. Fraser is not a witness to. He said he could not hear what was going on, and two, he's trying to set up. I would say rephrase the question.
Very well, very well, very well. Was there an instance at any point that you or any other officers were aware of that he, after he did what he did to Miss Smith, he showed no signs of continued aggression?
Is this in relation to the first or second incident?
The second. When he choked her out. That was the 26th.
He choked her out the first time. He kicked her down the stairs the second time.
Yes. That's what I'm referring to. I'm sorry. I mix my things up. When he kicked her down the stairs and kicked her in the stomach, yes. Did he show any signs of aggression after that with being picked up?
No.
Suppose I was not there for that incident.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I make comments on something I did not witness.
There you go.
Very well, very well. My client also referred to me to something. Do you know what horse my client rides? Are you able to identify it?
Yes.
Oh.
What can you explain to the courtroom what horse he rides?
No.
It is a Arabian named Ignis. It has a orangey to fire-like tail with a brownish red coat. Burgundy, I would argue. Probably burgundy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, perfect. All right. So it would show that you do know his horse. Very well. That's all for right now, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Nothing for redirect, sir.
You feel free to sit down, Mr. Fraser. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Stanley, your next witness, sir.
I will be calling Marshal Hans Smith.
Mr. Smith. Good seeing you, my friend.
Howdy.
Go get sworn in, Hans.
Oh, yeah.
And just stand in front of the seat here just so everybody can hear you.
All right. Could you state your full name and your rank, please?
United States Deputy Marshal Hans Smith.
Okay, Marshal Smith. Do you swear to tell the truth? My apologies. I almost forgot. Do you follow any particular religion or go by any particular text?
Yeah, just bring the Bible, man. That's fine.
Just bring the Bible, son. Just bring that Bible.
My apologies to Your Honor and the court.
I appreciate you asking.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, in the court of law, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Perfect.
You can stand in the middle of the room. We'll be fine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just to the right of me where you're standing. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, could you please state your name for the record?
Yeah, Hans Smith.
And how are you currently employed?
I'm employed with the United States Marshal Service, sir.
And what is your rank in that service?
Deputy Marshal.
Excellent. I want to bring your attention to the letter, a copy of a telegram that was submitted. It's in the additional documents. I believe you have a copy of this telegram. It's a telegram signed by Shadowmane.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm familiar with that telegram.
Court and defense familiar with this as well. I just want to make sure I'm referencing things in my discovery packet. We good? You too? Okay, I'm going to assume that they're fine. It's at the very bottom of the discovery packet.
Yes.
Sorry, yes, we are. I was whispering.
I apologize. I just want to make sure we all have the evidence that I'm referencing.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Can you tell me how this telegram came to be in your possession?
Yeah, I was approached by a fellow named Khan. I believe it's spelled C-A-N. He's a member of the Dar tribe. He handed that off to me and said that it came from Alejandro.
Okay. And you've read the telegram, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I've read through it.
What would you consider the nature of that telegram?
To my recollection, I mean, it seemed pretty violent. It seemed like Alejandro had plans to, extract some sort of vengeance against law in general, specifically towards Marshal Kretz. I believe that there was a direct mention of taking him to hell.
And as far as the source of this letter, do you believe it to be accurate? Or do you believe this source to be a trusted source for this information?
Yeah, so I walked over to the telegram station with them, and they handed me the physical letter from the telegram office. To my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, I wouldn't say that it was tampered with or altered in any way.
Okay.
And I made a copy of it for our investigation, and then placed the physical letter in our evidence locker.
Excellent. So, with the information on this telegram, does it seem like the identity of Shadowmane being Alejandro, that seems like that's the most reasonable, based off of all the facts that we've gathered since, it seems to be the most reasonable explanation for who the author is here?
Yeah, I mean, based on how everything else has gone, I would say that makes the most sense to me, yeah.
Okay. Just so the court is aware, we'll be referencing this document later, but this is just to lay the foundation for where the document comes from.
Understood.
No further questions for Marshal Hans, Dr. Smith.
Perfect. Mr. Crumbitty, your turn, sir.
Perfect. Mr. Smith, how you doing today? All right.
Fantastic.
So the letter that you speak of, it is signed as Shadowmane, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Is there any mention of Alejandro's name or references to his person within that letter?
Not to my recollection, no.
Very well. Are you of the understanding that Mr. Khan is indeed a member of the Dara tribe?
That is my understanding, yeah.
Perfect. Do you know the relationship between the Dara tribe and my client, Mr. Alejandro, Zavalos?
I wouldn't say that I'm super familiar with it. I reckon that they were buddies, and now they may not be buddies.
Yes. So, due to that fact, my client and them are currently at an impasse with each other. More, tension is high. Do you find it interesting that my client goes, has an off day with them, and now all of a sudden a letter's being handed to you in detail, saying how they're going to attack law, whatnot, and so forth, and the Shadowmane, and he points it out to my client, who again is now no longer friends with these people. Do you find that of interest at all?
I mean, I'd say it's pretty, par for the course that when these groups have infighting like that, they try to pass off information on each other to make the other side look bad. I mean, it's just something that happens.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes, yes. So, but it would not, in your years of service of the marshals, you would not find it very jarring that someone would try to falsify or forge or, frame someone for actions they didn't commit with a tribe or something like that when someone falls out of good graces.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for something like that, but in this case, like I said, I wouldn't say that letter appeared forged to me. Just in the matter that I obtained it, I don't believe that it was modified in any way.
You don't believe it was modified? Okay. And has anybody else from the tribe come to you about this? Have they been able to solidify your claim or anything like that?
No, I just spoke to Mr. Khan about it.
Very well. Previous to this, has my client, Mr. Khan, had interactions in front of you? Have you seen any of the tension yourself, or have you seen any argumentative attitudes come from either one of them?
I haven't been super involved in the case as much as the Rangers have, but I have had some interactions with Mr. Khan. He's been arrested and things of that.
And how would you describe that man?
Generally, I'd say he's one of the more friendly ones. At one point after he was let out, we did go down to the tobacco shop that he works at. He gave Kretz over there a good deal on some cigars. So I'd put him more in the friendly box, I suppose, as friendly as they can be.
Very well, very well. That's all my questions for right now, Your Honor. Thank you.
A brief redirect, if I may, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Marshal, so as the defense pointed out that, and this is reasonable, you have seen people, if they're being a part of different groups and if there's infighting, that sometimes they will maybe fabricate some things, tell some lies. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it done. I've been doing this a long time. So.
And for lack of a better term, and the court hopefully will forgive my bluntness here, but you can smell bullshit when it comes under your nose, right?
I'd like to say that I've got a reasonable eye for it.
Okay. And you do believe that the authenticity of this letter has been found. It has not been altered.
Yeah, I mean, just with like I said, I was at the telegram station with them, and they grabbed me a copy, passed it off to me. So I would say that I don't believe it's been altered. So.
Okay, and you also believe that Khan gave you the appropriate identity for the author of this letter.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, yes, sir. It lines up with everything else that's been going on, what with the Molotov being chucked at the lawman and things of that nature.
Okay, that's all, Your Honor.
Any other redirect from you, Mr. Crumbetti?
I believe that is. Let me see. I believe that that is it for Mr. Hines. We don't need anything else from him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hines.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Stanley.
Next witness.
The state would like to call on Marshal Oliver Kretz, Your Honor.
Oh, boy. Mr. Kretz. I mastered Kretz. That's what he said, I think.
Yes, I am, Your Honor. Malcolm.
Do you have a? Okay. All right. Can you state your name and your full name and your rank, please?
Oliver Kretz. I'm a supervisory deputy U.S. Marshal.
Okay, Marshal Kretz. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the whole truth, in the court of law? So help you God.
I do.
All right.
Thank you, Malcolm. Good evening, Miss Lister.
Good evening. How are you feeling, Mr. Kretz? I know you've had quite a few interesting days, to say the least.
Could be feeling a lot better, but all things considered, feeling all right. We lost a brother last night, unfortunately, but other than that.
So, yeah,
So
gotta
perhaps
have Lister
we
do
shall
some stuff.
begin. Mr. Kretz, can you tell me what your experience is with Mr. Zavaios?
Sure. First time I met Alejandro, excuse me, was a month and a half back. He was arrested by the Eastern Sheriff's Office for shooting. Actually, I believe Snowfox was with him. He shot down now Captain Brandon Whitlock during I believe it was in the Elysian Pool caves. I arrived way later after the arrest was made. He was still in the St. Denis cells, and upon my arrival, I hadn't even stepped into the office itself, and I could hear Alejandro screaming at the top of his lungs, screaming all sorts of things, particularly obscenities and insults and horrible remarks at Brandon Whitlock about how he demeaned himself. That was my first ever time meeting Alejandro.
So would you say he was more violent and aggressive when it came to events like that?
From the information I had gathered of that particular arrest, yes. And then, as I said, I witnessed him screaming obscenities at Brandon himself. So my first impression was that he was a violent man. Yes, ma'am.
Pardon. Now, was he only aggressive towards Mr. Whitlock, or have you seen him grown aggressive to other law enforcement officers?
At that time, he was only aggressive towards Brandon. Actually, I'm the one who managed to calm him down that one time. He's been aggressive towards me. Actually, the day he was brought in or turned himself in, he was stating some very weird things about me. But aside from reports I've read and telegrams I've read, I haven't myself witnessed any other particular crimes except that one shootout we had in Annisburg. Next to Annisburg with them.
Oh, yes. Well, can you let me know what happened? I believe there was that incident involving the Dara tribe near their encampment near Annisburg.
Correct. It was at their encampment. This happened after a brief, quote-unquote, peace talk between their chief, Red Feather, and the district attorney, Stanley Whitmore, Kurt and Valentine. I took a posse of 4 deputies and 1 ranger. Actually, excuse me. 3 deputies, 1 ranger, and 1 marshal, and myself, of course, to their encampment to, again, try to negotiate Red Feather's peaceful surrender for an unrelated crime to this case.
Did it remain peaceful?
For about 15, 20 minutes, it did. I tried to have him turn himself in. After he refused to surrender, I, as a marshal and with a posse of lawmen behind me, exercised my right as a lawman, again, to attempt to arrest Mr. Red Feather, and that's when all of his tribes members raised arms at us and opened fire.
Was Alejandro present at this scene?
Initially, I had no idea. It was not until I was filled in by fellow lawmen and by reading reports that Alejandro was not only present at the scene, but he was actually in custody after the scene. For that particular shootout at their encampment, which I believe is just west of Annisburg, very, very near Annisburg.
All right. Well, that is all from me, I believe.
You sure, Miss Lister? Before I pass it on.
I don't know.
All right, perfect. Mr. Crutch, can you tell me the first interaction you've ever had with my client, Alejandro?
Yes, as I mentioned to the ADA, it was the time where he was arrested by the Eastern Sheriff's Office for shooting Brandon Whitlock. I don't know if he just shot Brandon or somebody else, but I'm 100% sure he shot Brandon while Brandon was conducting an investigation. And he was yelling obscenities at Brandon during his incarceration at the St. Denis Sheriff's Office.
Okay. And can you give me a accurate what you believe to be Mr. Alejandro's, let's say, emotional state at the time?
You want
Whether
me to
he was
describe his
upset?
Well,
Yes.
he was highly upset, highly angered. Well, I mean, he was behind bars, but I do believe that if given the chance, he was up in the bars, he probably would have attacked Mr. Whitlock.
Okay. All right. Very well. And any interactions that you've had with my client here, Mr. Alejandro, and the Dara tribe? Do you know of any instances where they have gotten into tensions in front of you or whatnot and so forth?
Yes. In
He's
front of
game,
me
isn't it?
was during as I mentioned to the ADA, during the shootout at the Dar tribe encampment, where I tried to peacefully and lawfully arrest Chief Redfeather for again, unrelated crime. That's when a gunfight ensued where several deputies were shot down, and I believe one of our deputies that was there was actually in a state of coma for a couple days due to that shootout.
Right. Okay. And my client, he talked about meeting you when he needed help with some people called the Browns down in, I believe, Thieves Landing. Do you recall anything like that?
I recall it wasn't at Thieves Landing. I met him at Emerald Ranch.
Emerald
This
Ranch,
was
okay.
yes, this was after his arrest. After he shot Brandon, this was way before any of this things happened. He and actually Snow Fox telegrammed me about some help they needed in regards to this Brown family, I believe they were called, who were harassing them, leaving threatening messages. As I explained to him, at the time I was the interim sheriff of the Eastern Sheriff's Office. There was not much I could go off on. Just he said, she said, as I'm sure you're aware, and the court's aware, and everybody here is aware that we don't base things off he said, she said. There was not really much I could go on off.
Of course, of course. All right. Well, thank you very much. I think that's all I have for you right now, Mr. Kratz.
Thank you, Mr. Grimbetti.
Any redirect, Miss Lister?
No redirect from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Feel free to step down, Mr. Cripps.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Lister, you're next, or the state's next.
The state would like to call upon Kate Kennedy to the stand.
Miss Kennedy? There she is.
I'm here. Yes.
All right. Do you practice a particular religion or follow a specific text?
Catholic's fine.
Okay. Please place your hand on the Bible. All right. Please state your full name and rank.
My name is Kate Kennedy. I am a lieutenant.
All right, Lieutenant Kennedy. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the court of law, so help you God?
I do.
All right.
Hello, Lieutenant. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good.
Alrighty, let's begin here. Can you tell me what incident occurred on March 22nd, 1900?
She needs more than that.
On the 22nd, I believe we had a couple of members of the Dara tribe arrested.
Okay.
Yes, which members?
We had arrested a man referred to as Redfeather, another Khan, and then the other was Darkclaw.
Okay.
And then later on, we arrested Alejandro Zavalis.
And what crimes did you arrest them all on?
Initially, they were brought in. They were apprehended, I believe, out near McFarland's for a raid that occurred on Fort Mercer. I was not there for the actual apprehension of the three fellows, but I was there when Alejandro Zavalis turned up outside of the Blackwater Ranger's office, as well as for their processing.
Yes, and how did their processing go?
It was okay. We did start off with 3 individuals.
Again, it was Red Feather, Khan, and Darkclaw. They started punching each other in our holding cell, so I needed to go look for a doctor at some point and noticed Alejandro out front on the front steps playing guitar.
That was when he was brought in, right?
Yes, he was brought in not too long after that, and then we had all four in custody.
Right. Were they all put in the holding cells?
At first, they were all put in the holding cells, or the holding cell, I should say. However, that cell's kind of small, and there were 4 men, so I started to bring them down to the actual cell block, so they would have more space and hopefully not punch each other.
So you moved them because they were attacking one another and being
Yes.
aggressive towards each other.
Yes, ma'am. I figured if I moved them down to the cell block, maybe they would have, each their own little individual space where they wouldn't be prone to punching each other. That's correct.
What happened after you moved them to the lower cells?
Once all 4 were in the lower cells, I kind of stood outside the cell block. There's a staircase there, and I stood near the staircase. And I started to work on the report of their arrest. While I was working on the report, I believe that Sean Frazier and Deputy Director Ava Marie Smith entered the cell. I still continued to work on my report until I heard a gunshot. And
You heard a
that's,
gunshot?
yes, there was a gunshot coming from within the cell block.
And what happened next?
I saw Corporal Sean Frazier run out of the cell block just as Red Feather swung a punch at the cell door.
So, what involvement did Alejandro have in this incident?
Alejandro was one of the men inside the cell block, along with Red Feather, Darkclaw, and Khan. Right when I saw Corporal Frazier come out of the cell, he told me that Deputy Director was inside. And so we both went inside along with 3 marshals to try and get to the Deputy Director.
What was the state of the Deputy Director at this time?
It was my understanding that she was unconscious.
Do we know the cause?
At the time, I don't know if I knew the cause or not, but I later found out she had been choked.
Now, let's go on and move on to a different question. What is your personal experience with Alejandro Zeballos?
Personal experience, I've met him a few times just around Blackwater. He always seemed very cordial when I would meet him there. Just from scouting raids that have occurred on Fort Mercer, I have noticed him being there as well. One of the things with Alejandro Zeballos is that I'm never sure if he's going to be in a good mood or a bad mood.
So he's very unpredictable.
Yes, I would say he's unpredictable, maybe impulsive.
Would you consider him to be unstable?
Yes, at times.
When you... Oh, sorry.
I was just
Go
going
on.
to add, I know when he was in custody, there were times where you could hear him screaming from the cell block. Just, I don't know what he was screaming for, but he would scream things like, you're a traitor and stuff like that.
So when he's detained, would you say he's more violent?
He starts out calm, but then I believe he does get violent because, like I said, I've had to tell him numerous times to please stop screaming.
That's all.
All right. Well, thank you, Mrs. Kennedy. That will be all from the state.
Mr. Crumbetti?
All right, perfect. Hello, Mrs. Kennedy. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. All right. Let's get into the brass tacks here. Okay. So, a few things. let's see. We're talking about Mr. Alejandro being down in the shells. Can you tell us at all the relationship that you know or have seen between him and his tribe members while they were incarcerated together? Were they getting along? Were they, being at each other's throats? How could you describe the situation?
At first, I believe they were getting along, but lately they are definitely not.
Okay. Did that happen when they were incarcerated, or do you think it was happened after they were released?
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation. She did not personally see the change in demeanor for his tribe.
Sustained.
Nice.
All right, we retry that. Let's see here. All right, you don't fuck it. So we'll go on to the next thing. You heard screaming. He was screaming, "You were a traitor." Can you expand on that for us?
We had Red Feather in our holding cell, and I believe Alejandro was screaming at Red Feather. I know he was screaming that he was going to tell us everything. I mean, I don't know specifically what he was screaming.
Okay. He was screaming that he was going to tell you everything, and that was from Alejandro, correct?
That was from Alejandro, yes.
Okay, all right. And was there any noticeable change from Red Feather that you were able to witness?
No, Red Feather seemed quiet. I'm not sure.
Okay. And during the instance where Mr. Fraser had to fire a gunshot, I read your report and that you were not in the room at the time, but can you describe to us what the scene looked like when you got back, when you were told about it, what you were given for information?
So I saw him jump out with the gun. He shot his gun, and I saw Red Feather punch at the door as it was being closed. At that time, we all went inside, and I moved Khan into a holding cell. He was already on the first floor, and up above was Red Feather, Darkclaw, and Alejandro. And the marshals, as well as Corporal Sean Fraser, went up the stairs, and I stayed below in case any of them came down. I saw Corporal Fraser carry Deputy Director Ava Marie Smith, and from there he took her out. I stayed in the cells with the individuals there towards the bottom.
Okay. And was Mr. Alejandro at any point violent or insubordinate after that fact?
I mean, he wasn't to me, but I don't know if he was to others outside of.
I'm just saying to you personally, since you're the one that's testifying here.
No, not to me personally.
Okay. All right. Very well. That's all your questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any redirect?
Absolutely, Your Honor. So, Mrs. Kennedy, when Mr. Zavaios was screaming at Red Feather in the cells that he would tell us quote unquote, law, everything, do you believe he was threatening Red Feather?
I would say yes.
Okay, good.
All right.
That's
Thank
all.
you, Mrs. Kennedy. That is all.
Right. Next witness for the state.
Yes, Your Honor. This will be the state's final witness. We'd like to call Deputy Director Ava Marie Smith.
Ms. Smith.
Howdy.
Hold on 1 second, Marshall. Hey, partner, right there by the front row. Can you move your hat for me? Thank you, my friend. All right, go ahead, Marshall.
All right. Do you follow a particular religion or religious text?
The Bible is fine.
All right. If you could place your hand on the Bible, please. All right. Could you state your full name and rank, please?
I'm Ava Marie Smith, and I am the Deputy Director of the Ranger's Office.
All right, Deputy Director Smith. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the whole truth, in the court of law, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Ooh.
You can stand in front if you wish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Deputy Director, good to see you. How's your throat? Are you going to be okay to speak today?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Could you please state your name for the record?
I'm Ava Marie Smith.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am the Deputy Director of the Ranger's Office.
As Deputy Director for the Ranger's Office, do you supervise other Rangers?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and would you say that you supervise, and again, I have to apologize for the recent passing of the Director, but would you say that you are currently in command of the department?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we're going to start with just some easy questions, and if you do need to take a recess, please let us know. This will be a bit harrowing for you to possibly recount these traumatic situations.
Yes.
When did you first meet Alejandro Zevallos?
I believe I have run past him a couple of times in Blackwater. Not really talked to him much, not really known him too much, to be fair.
Okay. As law enforcement, when was your first interaction in official capacity you had with Mr. Zevallos?
That was that day, the 22nd, at the when we arrested them, the first time.
So this was after the Fort Mercer raid, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you can, in your own words, and take your time, explain what happened that day.
That day we had 2 fort robberies. Yeah, we had 2 fort robberies. And at the second fort robbery, I sent a telegram to ESO to come and assist us and help us with the fort robberies, as we've been dealing with this group a lot, and a lot of people has been gotten hurt. So I asked for backup. Once I got out of the office, I saw that Sean had already left, so I rushed over to McFarland's Range, where I met up with the, let's say, the backup group, ESO, and we heard a bunch of shooting from McFarland's Range, which we then spotted the Dara tribe, and we decided to pursue.
Okay.
I followed one individual that we identify as Anieto Khan, which is Khan, and we, myself and the other rangers, we brought him into the cell when ESO came with the 2 rest after a little bit.
Okay, so you detained Khan from the scene and then proceeded to transport him to the Western Ranger's office.
Yes, because there was quite a lot of them, so we tried to at least secure the people that we got and try to get to safety so we wouldn't be
Okay.
attacked. Yeah.
Okay. So what happened after you arrived back in the cells with your quarry?
As I was working on Mr. Khan, I heard the outside. I didn't think too much of it until one of my rangers said that it was Mr. Alejandro. And then I ordered them to bring him in, as we had proof that he was intending at least the first fort robbery earlier that day.
Okay. So after his apprehension, let's go to the point where everyone starts getting transported downstairs. So what happens after that?
Yeah, they're all transported downstairs. I was not the one that transported them downstairs. I was the one that told them to transport them downstairs because I didn't want to put 4 of them into that tiny cell, especially because they kept beating each other up. So for everyone's safety, I wanted to split them up a little bit. Yeah, but we transport them, and then we had a conversation about the charges and the fines and all that we were going to do. I was going to go downstairs and let them know what their charges were and what to fine them.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause you just for a moment.
Okay.
So, let's start with you and your fellow officers came up with times and fines for what was going on, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you walk downstairs to then inform the prisoners of what their times and fines are going to be. And you get to the lower level, the initial locked entry gate. And now take us from that point forward.
From when we brought them to the cell?
Yes.
Downstairs? Yeah, downstairs we have like in the middle we have a sitting area, a group where a bunch of people can sit together and have a little bit of a socializing. And then we have 3 storage with stairs. As I was on the way down, I made sure to say hello. Hello, is anyone here? Because I wasn't aware where they'd been placed. And it was a bit weird because upstairs they've been really loud and very much joking around and fooling around. But when moved downstairs, it was all quiet. It was really quiet. I remember walking in. And I couldn't see anyone, and no one responded me where they were or anything, so I had to go and look for them.
So I'm gonna hold you for just 1 second. How many prisoners were expecting to see down there?
4.
Okay. So you expected to see 4, you didn't see any, you didn't hear any, no one responded to you, and so now you go searching. Please continue.
Yes. I then started going
Testifying.
searching because I figured that maybe the Rangers had put them inside.
I'm literally
cells
like a lot of this stuff I'm
and
testifying,
probably upstairs,
which it should be getting objected to.
So I kept, going up the stairs and say, hello, is anyone here? Where did they put you guys? Hello. As I managed to get up to the 3rd floor, I come into the, let's say, the left corner, where I suddenly hear a little bit of a wah, and then I get jumped on and pushed into the ground, and Alejandro placed his hands around my neck, and that's when it got dark for me.
Okay, and I'm gonna apologize for this, and if you need to take a moment, let me know. So, when he wrapped his hands around your neck, did he say that he wanted anything? Did he demand anything?
I cannot remember what he said. I know there was something said, but I cannot remember what he said. It was extremely frightening to me. He caught me extremely off guard, and it was absolutely terrifying.
Okay. And then, so this might have been your last breath as far as you were concerned.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, that's truly terrifying. So what do you remember next, as far as like when you finally get consciousness again?
I can't remember too much of that. I remember I had really a hard time talking, and I was trying to get all the people out of the cells and get them sent off. As I can't remember too much. I remember sending them off, and then
Okay. Again, if you do need to recess or something to that effect, we can attempt to take something like that. But if are you still good? Are we still able to continue on?
Oh, we can try for a little bit. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I will try to make this quick, Deputy Director. I'm going to bring your attention then to the other incident that happened about 2 days ago. So it's on, or maybe a little bit longer than that now. but this is shortly after Mr. Zavalios pled out to the assault of a civil servant with myself and Mr. Crumbetti there. Were you responsible for securing his release afterwards?
Yeah, I tend to try to avoid dealing with Mr. Alejandro, as I do not particularly feel quite safe. But I remember that day that he was standing in the cell and I couldn't find any of the other lawmen, and he was still in the cells, and he kept apologizing to me, and he kept talking about how he didn't have anything outside of prison, and I tried to make him feel better and say that everyone, could try to make new friends and stuff like that. He then started talking about something really personal between him and his girlfriend. Well, he told me he wasn't his girlfriend, but yeah, his friend. And that's when I decided to step out, because yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So I stepped out to ask Mr. Krutz of what time, if he had served his time, and that's when Mr. Krutz told me that he had served his time, and I was gonna let him out. Yeah.
Okay. So it seemed he was, before letting him out of the cells, it seems like he was a bit despondent. He was a bit sad.
Yeah.
And it seems like he may have been trying to play on your sympathy.
A little bit, yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Now, again, take your time with this. What happens when you go back to the cells?
I then go back to the cells, and I unlock the cells, and I tell him that he is free to go. For him to ask me if I punch you, what would happen to me, and I told him to not do that. And then he said something in the line of, well, that's then, or something like that, and then he started beating me up. And he pushed me down the stairs, and he continues beating me up over and over and over and over again. And he kept saying, "Why wouldn't you?" And then he kept beating me more. And then the last thing I remember being kicked, and that's when I passed out.
Was he screaming at you during this time, or was it calm?
I wouldn't say that he was calm, though.
Okay. And this seemed to come completely unprovoked, yet again.
Yes.
And to be clear, he was free to go at this point. You were releasing him.
Yes, I was releasing him.
And yet he decided to assault you inside of the ranger's office.
Oh boy.
Okay. I'm going to ask you one final thing. I guess interim director Smith. With your vast experience as a law enforcement officer, do you believe that if Mr. Zavalios was released out into society at large, would he be a threat to our civilization as it stands?
I wouldn't feel safe if he was out there, because he can very much switch on a dime with his behavioral. And me personally, as I've been attacked twice, I wouldn't be able to say that I think that I would feel safe with him.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Crumbetti.
All right. Miss Ava, I was going to say, how are you doing? But I mean, that's pretty hard. All right, just a couple questions for you. Did my client, during his last interaction with you, give you any sort of, inkling that he was remorseful before, putting his hands on you?
He didn't say that he was sorry, but he has told me he is sorry multiple times now, and every time afterwards it's led to me being attacked over again.
So my client did not apologize for what he was going to do before he took the first swing?
I cannot recall that.
Okay, all right. And my client, during the time that he was locked up, after I had met with him and you were going to, release him and whatnot and so forth, was he acting as if he was afraid? Was he showing any type of signs of stress or concern before you let him out?
Yes. He sounds, he showed signs of stress, yes, but
Did he inform you of what what it was for or where it was accumulating from?
he said that he didn't have too much to live for outside of the prison.
Okay. Did he ever go into detail to you about his relationship with the Dara tribe and his willfulness to stay in jail rather than to go outside and have to deal with them?
I believe so, yeah.
He did. Okay. All right. So is it probable that my client here was under extreme stress to do what he did in order to stay inside the prison for his own protection?
I don't know. That comes up to him and his way of doing things. I cannot answer that.
Okay. But you did say that he was showing signs of remorse, but he was also stressed at the same time and did not want to be released.
As I said, he showed signs of remorse every time, and then I've been attacked right afterwards.
Okay. Okay. Have you met with any of the Dara tribe since the incident?
Yes.
Have they described my client or talked about him at all to you?
Yes.
I'm gonna say this is object. I'm gonna say this is all hearsay. If he wants to talk to the people of the Dara tribe, he should call them as witnesses.
I'm merely just trying to get a picture of why my client would be referring to wanting to stay in prison and to Miss Ava here. That's the only reason I'm calling this into it.
I'm gonna have to sustain it, Mr. Crometti. I'm sorry.
Very well, very well. In that case, no further questions.
Any redirect?
Yes, a brief redirect. Miss Smith, sorry, Interim Director Smith. If someone says that they're sorry and then attacks you, does that make it lawful or does that make it just?
No. And it doesn't even make it easier for me that if you're going to apologize every time and then continue trying to beat the shit out of me and choke me out. No, I don't really know. I cannot trust that.
Okay. And to one of Mr. Crabetti's points, is it common for most people to show stress while they're incarcerated?
No, not really.
So,
well, stressed and yeah, they're of course stressed over the consequences that they're getting and that they have to go to jail or pay a fine, and yeah, so it's a stressful situation in the whole.
And in your experience as a law enforcement officer, how often have you ever been attacked while either in the cells or when you're releasing somebody from incarceration?
This is the first time that has ever happened to me, and I've been in law many years.
And so this is the only time somebody has ever attacked you while they've been incarcerated is Mr. Zavalios.
Yes.
Multiple times. He's done this twice now.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go to one other point here. As a law enforcement officer, would you say that typically you find yourselves under extreme amounts of stress time to time?
Yes, sir.
And when you are under those extreme amount of stress, as long as your fellow law enforcement officers, do you unlawfully assault people?
No, I would never do that.
That is all, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Crometti?
On point of that, I would like to bring up the thing that Mr. Whitmore just said to you, Ava. So Mr. Alejandro, he was showing, you said on the point of him showing stress because being incarcerated, right? But my client was free to go. He was being let out. As of that point, he should not have any stress as he is being released. to the public, correct?
You hope to believe so.
I'm just saying that, you know, my client over there, he should have no reason to fear the consequences of the court system when he is being actively let go once his sentence has been served, correct?
Well, you will hope to believe so, yeah. In most scenarios, that will be the case.
Okay. So it's not is it probable that he had a fear of what would happen when he was released? Would you agree that there is a probability of that? Of what's waiting him on the outside?
I can't tell what he believes, but it could be a possibility. I cannot say either or.
Have you ever seen anyone in your time as a law enforcement officer being stressed and quite concerned about being released from prison?
No.
No, but I don't really necessarily felt like he was so stressed. I would more say really sad and depressed, but yeah.
Well, I asked you earlier, and you did say stressed, but that's all right. Anyways, no further questions, Your Honor.
You said that was your last. Oh, I'm sorry. You
Yes, sir.
take your seat,
That was
Miss,
it. Yeah.
Miss Smith, sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Stanley, you said she was your last.
Yes, Your Honor. The state isn't resting completely in case we need to have a witness, but we are done with our witnesses currently.
Okay. Mr. Crumpbetter, do you have any witnesses you need to call?
I do. I would like to call Dr. Jessica Morse over there up to the stand to give her testimony on Mr. Alejandro's mental evaluation that she performed today.
Oh, see.
All right. Do you follow any particular religious practices or texts?
Yes, Catholic.
All right. Okay, if you could put your hand on this Bible, please. All right. Could you state your full name, please?
Dr. Jessica Moore.
All right, Doctor. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the whole truth in the court of law, so help you God?
I do.
All right.
Okay. Dr. Jessica, how you doing?
Doing good.
Do you remember today when I asked you to do a mental evaluation with Mr. Alejandro over there, my client?
I do.
Okay. And you gave him an examination before the trial and whatnot. Can you explain to us in the courtroom the findings of your evaluation?
I do. In fact, I actually do have a full-on written document with recommended treatments. However, I do want to mention before anything that usually an evaluation does require a lot more time. It might not be fully 100% accurate due to the lack of time that we had. But this is at the best of my capacities with time that we had.
Very well. If you could go ahead and you could divulge what it is that you learned from your evaluation.
So, during the evaluation, it was a pretty short psychological evaluation with patient Alejandro Ceballos.
My buddy. God damn it.
I do request an
Sucks.
official permission from Mr. Ceballos over there to share with the court what the findings has been.
Do you agree, Mr. Alejandro? Will you allow her to share her findings of your evaluation with the court? Very well, thank you. My client does indeed.
I apologize for the record. He needs to speak.
He is correct.
Oh, he did say it to me. Did he not? Did you not hear him?
No, I did not hear that.
Oh, okay. Can you talk a little bit louder so the whole court can hear you, please?
Of course, I can. Yes, she has permission to disclose the information from her evaluation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. All right, and can you put now? You can continue, Miss Moore, please.
Okay. So to my conclusion, it is the fact that the patient has indeed shown elevated signs of fear, anxiety, and stress. During the screening that we do, and we do have a basis of screening, of course, then there is more therapy to it. But he did land on a moderate to high level on it, which is concerning. Usually I would expect one to land on a 0 to mild, at sometimes moderate cases. So the patient has, during this conversation between him and me, claimed that he has acted irrational during this certain time that has been described in the court today. But the reasoning behind it has been out of fear for the Dara tribe. The patient during the screening has also denied any type of will to harm others going forward. He has expressed concerns about being let out of prison due to fear of Dara tribe and their actions going against him. Therefore, in his mind, at that point, he acted irrational because in his mind it was the thing that made the most sense. Because if he stays locked up, he would be under protection. Even though, in a sane mind, he can't say it was the best choice that he did. When it comes to the treatment that I do recommend for this patient, it would be continued psychotherapy combined with restrictions and over time, as well as hydrotherapy and later follow up with occupational therapy, which would be the perfect rehabilitation to be able to fit into the society once again. Those are my recommendations, as well as my findings in the quick screening that we did today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moore. I have no further questions, Your Honor, for her.
Mr. Stanley?
Oh, yes, I have questions.
Absolutely.
Dr. Moore, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I will try to make this brief. So typically, so for this specific evaluation, how long were you evaluating Mr. Zavalios?
I would say an estimated 10 minutes. Therefore, as I mentioned in the beginning, it was very quick and it most likely will not be 100% accurate.
Oh, okay. Typically, how long, if you had your druthers, how long would you take to evaluate somebody thoroughly?
I would recommend, well, between 1 to 2 appointments at least, and usually a minimum of 40 minutes.
40 minutes per appointment?
Yes.
So, have you met Mr. Zavalios before this?
I have not, no.
Okay, so you have no... I hate this. I apologize. You have no previous experience with Mr. Zavalios?
I do not know.
Okay. And your belief is that his attack on the deputy director was... Well, actually, what was your belief? Was the motivation of that attack?
Motivation that I was given by the patient is due to the fear of being let out, where he could potentially become hurt by others.
Okay. And do you consider that a rational or irrational reason?
From a sane mind, I would say it's a 50-50 because it's irrational for someone who is not being threatened. But if you were to say that you're in a state of mind where you would say that if you leave this building, you might lose your life, then maybe you probably would make, well, do any action that would make you stay in the building.
Okay, okay. So again, you're on the border here. You're saying it could be rational, could be irrational, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes, that's correct.
I would, again, since you had a short time with him, I'm going to challenge the logic of that statement, if you don't mind. So,
Absolutely. Go ahead.
if I would agree with you, would be a rational thing if the only way you could stay in that building was by attacking somebody, then there may be some rationale there. However, he was in the ranger's office. He could have sat in the lobby. Could he not?
I agree.
So wouldn't that make it an irrational act to then attack somebody if you wish to stay in the building when you could have lawfully stayed in there?
I agree.
So you would call that an irrational act then?
From my standpoint, I would say that any type of violent crime or any type of violent action would be irrational.
Okay, so any violent crime would be an irrational. Okay. So I don't know if you're aware of this. I am recommending that Mrs. Valios be locked away for the rest of his born days, if not outright killed. Do you believe that Mr. Zavalios has any way of being rehabilitated?
I do believe so. Therefore, I recommended that psychotherapy combined with restrictions. Restrictions would be that he would be in a limited area. What it could be is actually locked up for a certain time. This also means that during this time, he will receive hydrotherapy. And by step, it could be followed up if this proves to be beneficial for Mrs. Ceballos. It could be followed up with, as I mentioned, the occupational therapy, which is a smaller step to in rehabilitation of being able to be out in the society once again.
But he could have this rehabilitation inside of Sisika.
I do agree that limitations in the beginning could be beneficial.
Those are all the questions I have, Your Honor.
All right. Feel free to take your seat, Doc.
Thank you.
Mr. Crumbetti, anyone else?
I'm calling up Mr. Alejandro, my client himself, to the stand. Alejandro, if you want to take the stand.
And Your Honor, if we could please, can you remind that Mr. Crumbetti and his client that he is forfeiting his right to non-incrimination? He has to answer whatever questions I pose to him if he takes the stand.
Yes, if any robot came up that way, I would remind them, but yes, just for the record.
I understand.
Malcolm.
All right. Do you practice any particular faith or follow any particular religious text?
I am Roman Catholic.
What? What? Yeah.
All right. Can you state your full name, please?
Alejandro Ceballos.
Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, and nothing but the whole truth in the court of law, so help you God?
I do.
All right.
All right. Mr. Alejandro, I got some questions for you. All right. So, do you remember the incident that you were arrested for on the 2nd with Under Sheriff Brandon Whitlock?
Would that be when I was? Is that the time when I was shot by the undersheriff?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
Yes, I remember. I was minding my own business, just collecting some coal, get it sold, do some honest work, and out of a sudden, a bunch of people in vests and uniforms show up behind us. They're pointing their weapons, they're yelling at us, and I've been in situations in the past where I've been confronted and stopped by bandits pretending to be lawmen. So I was very skeptical. So I stood my ground with my weapon, with my bow in my hand, and they were yelling at me to lower my weapons, and I was yelling back for them to lower their weapons. You know, come to a middle ground. And I remember Under Sheriff Whitlock at the time, instead of practicing, you know, negotiation and de-escalating the situation, opened fire on me first, which left me feeling very traumatized, very upset, angered, because all my life I've always tried to stay as a lawful citizen, you know, not give anyone trouble, but only to get shot by the same people who swear to serve and protect, left some very angry thoughts.
Very well. So you feel that you were shot by unfairly by Mr. Whitlock.
Yes.
And another case that you were arrested for. Let me see here. It was on the on the 7th. You were arrested by a deputy, Ronan Vexler, and you got charges with assault with a deadly weapon. Do you remember that? To your recollection?
Was this in Valentine?
I believe it was. Let me see here. Yes.
Okay.
The general store in Valentine.
General store in Valentine.
Yep.
I believe that was an instance where, well, I called them shitters, but it was a very unpleasant-looking individual who kept getting up in my space. I told him very politely to, you know, leave me alone, and at the same time, the deputies were just sitting on their porch, just letting the man be a nuisance to the public. So because I wasn't getting any help, and how they were just having a laugh about it, I came to a very desperate action to remove the man from my sight, only to then have the deputies actually take action and try to label me as a criminal when I was only trying to defend my own peace.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Let me bring up a couple other ones here. Do you remember the arrest on the 22nd by Lieutenant Alex Kennedy? That was for the armed robbery and assault on a civil servant.
No, I don't believe I remember. I remember. I don't remember.
That was the Fort Mercer raid, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember going to the sheriff's office. I do recall, sitting by the steps with my guitar. I turned myself peacefully. I did not. I didn't raise my weapons. There was no shootout. Once they made it clear that, you know, that they had bear witness, I did not challenge it. I came very peacefully into the sheriff's office. And as far as the assault part, there was a plan being hatched by Red Feather and the others to attack the deputies once they would return, only for them to essentially bail out on their own plan, and me in my position was ignorant, although admittingly I wasn't sure if it was on, so I did step outside. It was dark, so I remember tripping and falling over Miss Ava, to which, you know, instinctively I did, you know, reach for anything that I could grab, which was unfortunately her neck, which I'm very sorry for.
Okay. Mr. Alejandro, can you do me a favor? Can you tell us in the court here your relationship between yourself and Red Feather and the Dara? Walk us through, you know, your relationship with that tribe, like what they've had you do and all the things that, you know, led you to this point, if you could.
Well, my initial contact with the Dara came out of desperation, because at the time, I was dealing with harassment, threats, and even went as far as kidnapping Snow Fox, including her and her horse, only to have Marshal Kretz completely look the other way. He was unresponsive despite the evidence we were mounting toward this case. So out of desperation, I turned to the Dara for protection, and in exchange, they were looking to do their things, to sell what they grew, and as a means to earn my keep with them, and for their protection, I did things for them. I was initiated. They had a whole thing where you are blooded in. So once you are in the tribe, they say that the only way out is death. So after everything that happened, I only did with orders from the tribe.
Was there any point in time where you would actively take a stance of telling them that you should not be doing this, or trying to, discourage them from doing any violent acts?
I have. I can always tell them, I told them, we can always add bows and, some of our own craft into sale, but Redfeather calls settlers washishus, and he said that we do not make business with settlers or follow their laws, because I actually wanted to tell Redfeather that, hey, look, I'm going to be pushing for a legal procedure against the Brown family, to which Redfeather said, no, it's not the ways of the tribe, we don't deal with law, and I was forced to surrender that.
Very well. Your criminal history, without going too crazy into it, would you like to tell us exactly how the Dara tribe and Redfeather fitted into the actions that you have done? Do you believe, as a man, that you would have continued walking the plane of being, peaceful with them, or were they the ones that kind of turned you onto this criminal lifestyle?
I would say it was yes. I would say yes to the latter. It was the chief who made the decisions, and again, at the time, I already felt betrayed by law enforcement. Having been a law-abiding citizen and still end up being shot for their incompetence. Because again, I always see law enforcement as someone who should de-escalate in a situation rather than shoot a civilian, right?
Of course.
So
during your time, would has Redfeather or the Dara tribe of any sort forced you to commit acts that you didn't want to commit, thus pressuring you with threat to your life for you to commit any of these acts?
Okay, I'll not have to object to the form of that question. He's testifying for his client at this point.
All right, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase that then. At any point when you were with the Dara tribe, were you subjected to any threats by your own tribesmen?
It didn't need to be repeated, but I was blooded in, which again implicated that I always had to do as the chief's will, follow the ways of the tribe, or else I would be killed. Death is the only way out for the Dara. So it was either obey or die, from my initial understanding.
Very well. And now on to the incidents with you in the cells. After you were incarcerated along with Redfeather and everything, could you tell me how the situation devolved into what it was that led you to have to break apart from Redfeather?
I've been letting that go.
Well, it's sincerely, Redfeather always talked about not giving in to settler laws and these ideals about forming his own or forming his own authority over a territory and things like that. But can you repeat the question?
Yes, when you were incarcerated with Redfeather and your tribesmen, could you describe what the situations that followed that caused you to split from your tribe and now have the tensions between you two?
It just turned nasty. It's turned hostile to the point where it's turned hostile It's all I can call it is hostile, openly hostile.
Okay. And have any direct threats been made to you since that point?
Yes.
To your person.
Yes. When the Dara brought me in, for my arrest, they threatened that they were the next time they saw me, they were going to kill me.
Okay. And that is when you decided that you were going to try and get incarcerated longer to protect yourself?
Correct.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm going to keep on objecting to form.
Okay,
keep on
okay,
testifying
yeah,
for his
all
witness.
right. Let me repeat that question again. Let's see. $20 lawyer here. Okay. Let's see. All right. So was it? And that was during the time that you were incarcerated, and that's when you decided to stay incarcerated, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And what did you do that for? What did what you wanted to be incarcerated for? Like, why did you want to stay incarcerated?
For any excuse that I could find. I thought that all it would take was one swing, but it wasn't until I took one too many that Miss Ava was all by herself. I kept calling out with the loudest as I could, to have anyone immediately come and arrest me and process me so that I don't have to leave. But there was absolutely no one. And I checked her vitals before I left. She was still breathing. I didn't see her injuries in detail, but
still breathing, huh?
I didn't mean to go that far. I was hoping that there would be another ranger there to stop me and immediately cuff me and and process me already.
Okay. And one final question before I let you get a question by Mr. Whitmore. What in your own words, if you were to be released, do you feel there would be any consequences coming from the tribe?
Yeah, they will. I know that they're gonna try to find me and kill me.
Okay. So you actively believe that there's a threat to your life?
Yes.
Very well. All right. No further questions. I'll leave it over to the state if they'd like to question. I'm gonna sit over here and enjoy my bagel.
Mr. Stanley.
Wait, I don't think. Oh, wait, no. Yes. I think I have a few questions for you, Mr. Zavalios. I'm going to start by first saying thank you for being here today. In the past, we have discussed. Are you're a religious man? You said that you're a Catholic. Is that correct?
I am an ordained Catholic priest. That is correct.
You're a priest.
Yes, I am.
I apologize for the sound of shock and surprise in my voice. How long have you been a priest, if you don't mind me asking?
I would say since I was officially ordained, about 2 years.
Okay. And you are still recognized as a priest by the church. You have not been excommunicated or anything of that nature.
To be honest, I haven't checked in the last couple of months since I was running for my life from the Comanche tribe over the fact that they wanted to kill me for being a Catholic priest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, as a religious man, you put your faith into God?
Yes.
Do you follow God's tenets and the book that you then I'm assuming proselytize?
To the best of my abilities, I do recognize myself as a sinner.
What sort of sins have you committed?
That is.
Is that between you and your
personal.
God?
It's a bit personal, if I may be.
Okay, I'll move on. That's fine. So, let's talk about your feelings towards law enforcement. You in your testimony before were calling law enforcement incompetent, inept. Is that correct?
regretfully, yes. As I've said, I've reached out to law for help from people who've been trying to actively hurt me, only to be turned away or simply not have anything effectively done to help me from the certain danger I was facing.
And also in your own testimony, you allege that you were attacked without provocation by law enforcement.
Correct. Also correct.
Does that make you angry?
I mean, wouldn't you be?
Your Honor, can the witness answer the question?
I mean, logically, I think...
We're not talking
anyone
logic,
would,
sir. Would that make you angry?
It would make anyone angry.
Does it make you angry, sir?
As a human being with limits, yes, it would be upsetting to have a man with a
Yes
badge
or
and
no,
uniform.
Mr. Zavalios? Did it make you angry?
Yes, it did make me angry.
So you already have a predisposition to be angry at law enforcement, don't you?
A predisposition. I mean, I've had bad experiences, but I can attest that I have been very respectful to Mr. Bannerman, who is standing to my left here.
Your Honor, I apologize for laughing. You consider yourself to be very respectful to law enforcement?
When I'm not being shot at or harassed unjudged or unlawfully.
Oh, so you're saying that law enforcement has acted unlawfully towards you, and that's why you do what you do?
I never said that.
This is what you're indicating. So what... I don't understand, Mr. Zavalios. You say that you're angry at law enforcement. You say that you're also a just and pious man. That also, on top of that, your will is taken away from you. Which is it? Are you a just and pious man, or are you a man who makes mistakes? What is it, Mr. Zavalios?
I've never claimed to be a just and pious man. In fact, I openly outed myself as a sinner.
So
I'm not perfect.
So
Allow
a
me
priest is not a pious man.
I am not perfect. I am not. I am just an average man at the end of the day. I may wear a collar. I may profess the word of the Lord, but
okay.
I would respectfully say that while the experience did upset me, very much so, I would not say that it has made me into an angry person who would often look for trouble with the law. As I've said, I had an interaction with Marshal Bannerman around the exact same time where it was the middle of the forest. I was pissing in a bush. Mr. Bannerman approached me, and I will admit, and we've talked about this, I pulled my gun on him only in self-defense, but I did not open fire at him. In fact, I let him leave in peace, and at the entire time, he never identified himself as law enforcement. But I did not try to kill him. In fact, once I realized that it was him, that same time I was being processed in Saint Denis, first thing I did was apologize to that man.
Okay. Let's go to your characterization of what you just described. You were, and for the court and for the witness, you were relieving yourself in the woods.
Yes.
You're relieving yourself in the woods. You draw your weapon on somebody who is in your vicinity, and then your words just now, you did not kill them.
I didn't shoot them.
You didn't shoot them, and that so you act that as a bit of kindness that you didn't shoot them because you could have?
No, it's logical for when somebody's trying to sneak up on you in the dark and you got your pants down, the first logical response is to, try to make sure that they don't pull one on you, but let them leave peacefully, which is what I did.
Your logic and mine would be a little different because I believe, would a logical person not first say, maybe make contact verbally with the individual?
It all happens so fast.
Yeah, so go for the gun rather than start talking. I understand, Mr. Zavalios. let's move on from this. Being that you're a good and pious man, you were in prison multiple times. You've been arrested for multiple charges, correct?
Yes.
For attempted murder, from drug sales, murder, assault, etc. Those sound like charges you've faced before.
I mean, I don't think I've ever murdered anyone.
I said attempted murder. I apologize.
Okay. Well, for that one, I have a perfectly. I mean, I can definitely talk about that instance.
No, I just wanted to want you were charged with these things, correct?
Yes, I was charged with those things.
Okay. Did you avail yourself of any sort of legal avenue to prove you're legally that you were not guilty of these things?
I wanted to, but as I've explained, it was also I was told by Chief Redfeather that reaching out to law is not the Dara way, so I was forced to not do anything about it.
Okay, so to the point though is that what you're saying is that you the person that you were with said don't do this and you listened to them.
Pretty much.
Okay. And you seem to listen to him a lot when it comes to what it is that you do. Because according to your testimony, you said that there was a plan for a prison escape. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you were just essentially following orders, correct?
Yes, when the first incident, there was a plan to attack the people or the
law enforcement, I believe is the word you're looking for.
Yes, and they backed out at the last minute. But I was way upstairs. It was very dark, and when I didn't necessarily mean to strangle Miss Ava, I tripped on myself and fell on her.
And
which?
And where were your hands at that time?
Reaching for the nearest thing I could grab onto.
Okay, and then you grabbed, which happened to be Miss Smith's neck, correct?
It was a pressure that I was doing it was an action that I did from the tribe. It was.
So first it's an accident, but now it's an order. Which is it, Mr. Zavalios?
It's an order. It was an order. It was planned that they were gonna do it.
But then you were tripping in the dark, and then it was an accident that you just happened to reach out and grab her neck.
I was intentionally I was only going to try to grab her, just restrain her, but
by her neck, restrain her by her neck. Well, we'll move on from this, Mr. Zavalios. It seems like you're very confused about what happened that day. Let's now move to the next instance of your interaction with the Deputy Director Smith. So she was about ready to release you for basically the assault charges. And myself and Mr. Crombetti were there beforehand to negotiate your release. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. At that point, when we got your release negotiated, did you make mention to myself or Mr. Crombetti that you wanted to remain in any sort of protective custody?
It didn't come to mind because, again, anytime I've reached out to help from law enforcement, their response was always half-assed.
Okay.
I never received any proper help or protection ever. So, after everything that's happened, it would be crazy to ask them again. So, in my logic, I thought that if I extended my prison sentence or my sentence, if I committed another crime, which I wasn't trying to make it that bad, then yes, I would stay out of harm's way.
Oh, okay. So the idea behind this is that instead of reaching out to law enforcement to try to broker some sort of protective custody, and talking to a district attorney who was right in front of you, you instead decide that the best way to keep yourself safe is to, upon release, attack a deputy director by hitting them.
I wasn't. I mean, that is correct, but I wasn't planning to. I didn't mean.
You didn't mean to hit her.
I that many times. No. What I was hoping for was that there would be another ranger in the area or close enough to hear everything, because I was very slow and I was very loud about it. But there was nobody there.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is that you hit her multiple times because, I'm sorry, is this another order from Redfeather that he gave you?
No, this is something that I did in desperation to not get murdered by the Dara.
Okay, and then you were hoping, in fact, you were requiring another officer to come in there and stop you.
I mean, what I needed was somebody to tell me to stop or restrain me so that it looks legitimate, because I didn't want to just be like, hey.
So it looks legitimate. What looks legitimate?
I sincerely had a very desperate. It was a very desperate move that I did not think of thoroughly.
Okay.
What I did was.
I agree with you with that, Mr. Zavalios. You did not think very thoroughly about this, and it seems like, Mr. Zavalios, that you require somebody else to do your thinking for you. If it's not Redfeather telling you what to do, it needs to be then a law enforcement officer to stop you from doing the heinous acts that you do. So my question to you, Mr. Zavalios, can you actually be trusted to work and act on your own?
Absolutely. I've acted and worked on my own plenty of times. Like I said, I was facing a very difficult situation. I was very desperate, and I didn't know what to do. So yes, in hindsight, I realized it was not the most logical choice, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Desperate measures being attacking a law enforcement officer, as opposed to not just hitting them once, which would constitute assault, over and over and over again, then kicking them down the stairs to then make them unconscious, and then fleeing the scene. Isn't that correct, Mr. Zavalios?
Only because there wasn't anybody there.
Oh, there was somebody there, Deputy Director Smith, who you could have talked to about maybe, I don't know, protective custody.
I didn't know that was an option. And I've tried reaching out to law enforcement when I was having issues with the Comanche and again the Brown family, and every time I would get told that there's nothing that they can do about it, or basically not until I am either shot or missing a toe or a finger or have some kind of horrible thing done to me.
So you didn't get an answer you liked, and then you decided to enact this brutal plan against a law enforcement officer. Isn't that right, Mr. Zavalios?
That is not right.
It sounds like what you just testified to. Law enforcement, you went to them earlier, they did not do what you wanted them to do. So you know what? You had to take it into your own hands. In your own hands, beating a deputy director inside of a law enforcement building until unconsciousness, and then fleeing the scene. Isn't that right, Mr. Zavalios?
I didn't know what else to do.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this person.
Mr. Crombetti, do you have anything else?
I don't think there's possibly anything else I can really ask you. I think he's all set.
All right. Take your seat, Mr.
Zavalios.
I do not want to say it wrong.
Okay.
All right. Any other witnesses, Mr. Crombetti? Mr. Crombetti? Marshall, can you hear me?
can't hear you, sir. Mr. Crumbetti, the judge is asking you a question.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Here, stay there. I'll figure it out. Yes, Your Honor. What can I do for you? Hello. Yeah.
Did you have anybody else on your witness?
I am completely out of witnesses. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's all we got right now.
Do you have a closing statement?
Yes. My client.
How about I'll go first so you can get your closing statement together if that would be agreeable
perfect.
to the
Even
court.
better. Yeah, that'll give me a few more minutes to write there. Yeah, I spilled some mustard on my thing here, so let me just wipe that off.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley. Go ahead, sir.
Closing. I had quite a lengthy closing, as you can maybe tell from my opening. I like to pre-prepare for these things substantially when they're serious charges. I don't think I'm going to need my full closing. I want to save time for the court. Mr. Zavalios is guilty of being a repeat offender. He cannot be trusted to make decisions on his own by his own testimony. He always looks to somebody else to either tell him what to do or somebody else to stop him from his own actions. He cannot be trusted to be put forth in our society any longer. Even with this doctor's report, it sounds like he is a confused man and maybe can be put back into a state where he could rejoin society. But I don't care if you're drunk, on drugs, or mentally ill. It does not give you the right to attack people in such a lawless manner. At the bare minimum, I believe that he should spend the rest of his natural days in prison. And in there, he should get the treatment that the state or union feels necessary to give him. But even if he's restored back to competency, he should not be released. The state may be open to looking at his parole at some time later, a much later time down the road. But given everything that you've seen in court, Your Honor, and the reports from multiple law enforcement officers that you've seen to testify against this, he is not to be trusted to be let out back into civilization. It would be a disservice to law enforcement, the civilians of this union, and the law-abiding, just the standards of what we consider decent and moral in this state. He claims to be a man of the cloth, but I can't square these things. He is a person who is he's not to be trusted, Your Honor, and please, I implore you to keep him locked up for the rest of his natural-born days. Thank you.
Mr. Crumbetti?
Yes, sir. Yes. All right. So my closing statement. All right. Your Honor, the great and powerful, my client, Mr. Alejandro over there, he's a man who has been living a hard life. Many of the decisions that he's made may have not been exactly the right ones, whether it be due to the severity of what his tribe gets him into, whatnot, and so forth. Either way, my client has been trying to change for the better. He tries his utmost hardest to be a good member of society, and he does understand he needs help. He needs help from the doctors to help right himself, whether it be medication or whatnot and so forth. But my client, he's not inherently evil. He's just a product of being around the wrong people from such a young age. I mean, look at him. He's only started his life. He's not like me. He hasn't gone through 2 or 3 divorces yet. He hasn't packed on a few pounds. But that being said, my client, he's got a whole life ahead of him. I mean, I don't think that this dark period of his should constitute what happens to the rest of his life. He has agreed to have any type of evaluation done and to have the proper treatment. He has agreed to be able to find comfort within the incarceration to try to better himself and make himself a better member of society. My client expressed to me dearly that when he has paid his debt to society and once he has fixed himself with the help of the medical office, he wishes to enlist into the Western Rangers office to help protect those that, do not have any type of protection. He wishes to find a semblance in all the things that has happened to him in his life. And he only hopes that one day he's able to prove that. And he is trying very, very hard to do so. Isn't that right, Alejandro? You're trying your best. So, in my closing statement of that, we're going to try and see if he wants to do what he can to make things better, and he hopes that you see and take the doctor's recommendation into heart, and that he will receive the proper treatment, so that way he could get back to being a productive member of society, and maybe even a lawman one day, or even a marshal. Who knows? Put his dark past behind him. Anyways, that's my closing statement. Thank you. Oh, wait, let me bow to you. There we go.
Jesus, this is a long. I'm not bowing. He's not. We're not part of the British Empire.
Go across the hall. We'll call a quick recess for about literally not even 5 minutes, just to go over everything, and then I will come back in and give my ruling on this. So, quick recess, five minutes. We'll be right back in here.
Thank you, Your Honor. How long have we been going? It's been about. Oh God.
It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes, 36 minutes.
I told you I love hearing myself talk.
We know.
Okay.
I'm only kidding. I'm only joking.
You're not joking. It's fine.
Did I? Yeah.
Only a little bit.
Oh. I don't know. I think we got it.
I think we did great. You did amazing. You did great.
It's not my best work, but you know.
Right.
See, the thing is that you gotta.
Crombetti wanted him on the stand. You know.
I don't think Mr. Crombetti wanted him on the stand. It's again, it's the client's choice. Mr. Crombetti wouldn't be able to override him. Like if he wanted to talk, he had every right to. Yeah, I mean, hell, every defense attorney wishes they could override their client's judgment when it comes to taking the stand.
Of course. What were you gonna say?
I don't know. It's just been a long. I tried to make this short. I was hoping it was only going to be 2 hours at most, but went a little long.
I thought it would be 1 hour, but you know, I don't mind it. I'm learning quite a bit.
Okay. But see, it wasn't so bad going up there, talking to a witness. It was fine.
No, I got comfortable after a little while.
Yeah. We got to, get the note system taken care of, so it worked out pretty well.
Yes, I wrote down notes for quite a bit.
Yeah. But we'll see how everything wraps itself up. Hopefully, the judge will see it fit to lock him away for his natural born days. And then maybe a few months down the line, we can look at maybe parole. But yeah, I realize when looking at my closing statements, I'm like, I don't need this. Like, like we only needed him to get on the stand. We didn't even need any other witnesses. That was the perfect last witness.
Yes. That was interesting, to say the least.
But you can never trust that they're going to take the stand. But since they did, boom.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Alejandro, pay attention. He's here.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Honor Luray is back in session.
All right. Everybody take a seat. I honestly don't know where to what's that word you used earlier?
Constipated?
No. No.
Oh.
What?
All right. Never mind.
No.
Confuddled.
That's it. That's the one.
Confounded.
Okay.
Bewildered.
Thank you,
Thank
Marshall
you.
Smith.
That's the one. With some of the testimonies I heard on the stand today. You know, we have a responsibility to protect each citizen, let alone somebody behind a badge. Not even getting into the semantics of the rank. If you would put your hands, one on a woman, two a lawman, or law lady, excuse me, Miss Smith, with zero disregard, because as you told everyone in this courtroom, you felt like you had no other option. Pardon my language, but what the hell have you done that we are not, like, quaint to? You did not say no idea. You started off with, well, I was fallen, so I used her as an object to help my stability. And you piqued my curiosity there, not gonna lie. Gentlemen, probably a few months ago suggested we needed more ramps, so I thought maybe because the ramps wasn't here, maybe you slipped. So I was thinking that it makes sense. But then you admitted you did it intentionally.
I don't need to hear this.
Caught in a trap. I just want to know what was your honest thought process? And I wanted to ask this when you were getting questioned, but what was your thought process of when your hand was across her throat? Not why you did it, but the thought process when your palm extended and you were restraining her breathing.
Sorry, are you? Am I
Yeah,
asking?
he's talking to you. Yeah.
Oh, forgive me. I thought that was rhetorical. I mean, I didn't even know if you were asking, but it's what I mean to say. What was my thought process?
That was rhetorical.
I wasn't trying to. A moment.
Need somebody to tell you what to say?
Your Honor, truthfully.
And own it.
Sorry. Truthfully, Your Honor, I was a mess. I mean, I am a mess. I wasn't thinking right. It was a very short-sighted. It was short-sighted. It was.
He's so fucked.
I was very stressed. I was very worried, and I thought that in my desperation at that moment, I thought that was my only way to stay out of the reach. You know, by being incarcerated again, you know, being put behind bars, because I've been failed by law before.
Oh my
Sorry that
god!
I didn't have the confidence I should have, but I was desperate and I was afraid. And had I known that things would not have worked out the way I thought they would, then things would have been different. And I'm not proud of what I did. Even from before I took the first swing, I apologized to the deputy did. But I saw no other way at the time.
Oh my god. Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay. Well, with that being said, marshals,
Your Honor.
go ahead and stand by. So I am going to find you guilty of the repeat offender. That's just guaranteed. But something so rash, I mean, just the excuse you gave me. I find you as a threat. I'm not gonna lie to you, partner. I can't trust you to deal with somebody at the bar where they need sense of decorum if you're not gonna respect somebody that wears a badge. Honestly, it's gonna be a long time before you see anybody. And what I mean by that is Blackwater is gonna be your home permanently. I'm gonna hold you here for life, son. I'm gonna be here. Mr. Crumbetti, he can maybe try parole in 2 years, depending on how much hard work, maybe some good deeds while he's in there. Work with the marshals whenever he's up out of his bed. Go do some work for some of the businesses, get some letters of recommendation. But right now, he is a risk, and honestly, the lack of remorse, it's a miracle he's not swinging at the noose. But honestly, I'm trying to do a favor to the brick mason that gave us that nice, beautiful prison. So I think they got a new bed with his name on it, no problem. But yeah, he's not getting out. So you're getting life. 2 years possibility of parole. Mr. Stanley, if you need any documentations for that, I'll make sure the clerk gets that over to you.
I can also write up an order, sir, and have you sign it.
Yeah, that works perfectly fine. I'm just honestly, the more I think about it, the more I get upset. So honestly, y'all probably need to get him out of here because I'm honestly, I just want him. He needs to be out of here. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. Malcolm, get the door for me, please. I'm gonna transport him down to Blackwater.
Well, you get what you pay for, I guess.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Crumbetti, I mean, listen, no matter you get what you pay for, whatever, I mean, you did your job. You had respect in the courtroom. I do appreciate that.
We'll take it.
Sorry, the first time I've seen you, it's on these type of terms, but I mean, you heard it with your own ears, sir. He didn't deny anything at all.
No, he didn't.
Nor ask for
I'm
any.
sure with the what?
Nor did he even say sorry for any of it. He said he referenced him saying sorry. He showed no remorse while he was in this courtroom.
At all. I mean, he did say he said sorry to Miss Ava, but I do want to just say, Mr. Crumbetti, thank you for your hard work on this. And if you're open to it, I would like to maybe send people your way if they are looking for a lawyer.
Absolutely, I charge $20.
Perfect. Mr. Stanley, Miss Lister, thank you all so much for your hard work as well as the marshals, the lawmen to help get this gentleman off the street. This is what I mean by working together. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth the man. He admitted to his wrongdoing. He is going to serve that time now. But as it stands at 4:48 Eastern Stars, March 29th, 1900, the case of Highwater versus Zaveos, sorry if I said that wrong, he has concluded with the term of guilty and the term of life in prison. Thank you, and everyone have a good evening.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Crumbetti, good. I mean, I don't know what you were going to do with that. You did what you could.
You did great.
Yeah, you did great. Actually, come here.
Absolutely.
Well, have fun, Fraser. You can deal with that then every day.
Yeah, that was not too bad.
Try not to combust into flames again.
You know, I was trying to do what I can, but when he was coming up to me every 20 minutes and giving me new information that I previously didn't know about, that was fun.
Yeah, and this will be again like you were up against it on this one. You did what you could, and you did an admirable job. So yeah, look forward to seeing you in court again. know, this was good. I like this.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Now I gotta, you know, he might be a little mad at me that he's not out, but I mean, he's not swinging, so.
Well, here's the other thing.
That is, yeah.
This is now. Hopefully, you can use this story to your other clients to be like, "Hey, tell me the whole truth. I cannot help you if you do not tell me the whole truth
Yeah,
of
don't be
what
like
happened."
Alejandro.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tell me the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Because
I can't help you if you don't.
yeah, and it's not like you can't testify against them. Like you're there to help them massage the truth.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. And then, you know, when I would be like, okay, remember what we discussed? Remember, I would, like, talk about your tribe. He just goes on this wild tangent. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know, man. As soon as he got on the stand, and I know, like I was telling Miss Lister, I mean, every defense attorney wishes they could tell their client not to get on the stand and they have to follow it. But if he wants to get on there, that's his choice.
Yeah, he thought he could clear up a lot of things, and I said, all right. I mean, but I told him what to look out for, and in one ear out the other.
Yeah.
But hey, you know,
Great, though.
he's not dead, so.
Did fantastic.
Yeah, he's not dead.
He's not dead.
He's
That's
not
great.
dead.
That's perfect.
He's not dead.
Yep, that's great. You know, I had to write my closing statement on a napkin, but that's okay. You know what? We did great.
Hey, he's not dead. I mean, that's and the judge was going that way.
He's not dead. Perfect. Well, I can't wait for the next time. I'm sure we're gonna have a big load of clients. Although, do I have to talk to you or the marshals about my client's protective custody thing?
The marshals is not us. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because all right, I'll talk to them about it. And the judge said we could appeal for a parole in 2 years or something, debated on good behavior.
Yeah, and I need to understand what he means by 2 years, so I can.
Yeah, that's what I also want to understand too. And I'm sure there's going to be probably like a checklist that needs to be done before he's able to do that.
I could probably get clarification on that.
Yeah,
if you could get some stipulations and send it over to me, that would be wonderful, so I know what I'm looking at with him.
Yeah, I'm going to write up an order for the judge to sign about his incarceration. So I will, once that order's written, I will send a copy to you, and I'll send one to your client. And then,
wonderful.
And if you have questions, we can discuss that. And as Miss Lister gets answers, she can discuss that with you too. But again, Mr. Crumbetti, I know this was a hill to climb, and you did what you could.
Yeah, that was difficult. Yeah.
Where did the judge go?
I do not know, Marshall.
Shit.
Yeah, it just said that the doctor only had 10 minutes to evaluate him.
Hey, at least it was something. It was
a desperate attempt, but yeah, we did it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give you something. I mean, it's just like, it felt like, oh my god. I didn't want to say it was like beating up a toddler, but it was very close to that sensation. Not that I've done that before, but I mean, I imagine this is what it would kind of feel like.
You imagined it?
Well, I mean, just now, you just imagined it.
I did.
See? We're all monsters. We're all going to hell.
I just can't believe he said he was a Roman Catholic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if he's Spanish or if he's native now. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know either.
He's Spanish, well, with his name, but
But he's part of a native tribe.
Well, he got blooded in, remember? So he's just kind of like an outsider who got pulled in.
Yeah. I don't really know how that works, but all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It wasn't bad.
I apologize. I was trying to, at the longest, try to make this like 2 hours, but
No, I understand. I mean, I was here for the full front. It's just, I didn't. You guys had a good case on your side, and on my side, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
the journalist definitely had something to write about. I know there was one in the corner. And Johnny Leopold disappeared mid-trial, so...
He might have been disgusted with our orthodox way of handling cases.
That is true.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised he didn't, get up and try to say something like, oh, what are we doing actually, quit or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I have issues I have to discuss.
But anyway, Mr. Crumbetti, always a pleasure. If
it was great, yeah.
Yeah, we will try to make so the cell representation part. So before all this nastiness, the cell representation that we went through. Do you want to be on some sort of Telegram availability so we can call you?
I mean, we can. If you want, if any way that they can contact me, if anyone wants to have cell representation.
Okay.
I also have a new Telegram number. It's just Crummy. Crummy, Crummy.
Oh, okay. That will be good to know.
Yes, you can just telegram me that and whatnot, or you can use the official telegrams, whichever you prefer.
Okay. But yes, like I said, Mr. Crumbetti, this was a tough one, but well fought as best you could.
Yeah, we did what we could, but you know, it is what it is. We'll get it next time. Yeah.
But if you'll excuse me,
All right, well,
I will get you
yep, I'll let
copies
you
of
go
that
get
that order as soon as I have it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
He said crummy, right?
Yeah,
Is his
crummy.
telegrams
Come here, Crummy.
C-R-U-M-M-Y? Okay.
Yes,
You know you don't have to bow to the judge, right?
I don't? Oh.
No, you don't have to bow. I mean, I think that's very nice. I think it's respectful. but you don't
Hello,
Hello.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What do you mean? Keep doing it. It's
Sister, I
adorable.
could give you a high five at Stanley Whitmore. I could kiss you
Okay.
on the mouth.
Just your
Well,
little
I mean, you
boy.
know, only if you're drunk.
Yeah, I'm just giving, you know, I'm just giving respect
Is
to
there
the,
no
to the great
possibility
and
to
honorable.
have him in Sisica and not in our cells?
I will talk to the judge about that. There may be.
The name
I don't
floor.
know if he's awake constantly. That may be too much
Do you know
pressure
where the
for
box was
your
supposed to
office.
be held here?
No.
It's
Well,
also,
I'm gonna go
uh,
already because the judge is gone.
I know.
so-
You do
He's
not
gonna
want.
kill us.
Yeah, you do not want to deal with him. I understand.
Especially
I may
next
talk to
time,
actually since
I
Marshall,
don't know.
Marshall's here. I may talk to the marshals about maybe holding him in their fort.
Oh, yes.
The fort would be good.
Dang,
What
that's
we
really-
can do. Yeah, Sisika would also be.
Well,
decent.
He's my.
I'm the
I would-
host. Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
the
like
host.
having to,
Yeah.
run him food.
Yeah,
But I guess I could put give him a large amount of bread and water that would keep for a while.
yeah. I would prefer Sisica myself. Yes.
I prefer Sisika. I think
to
I'll
see
be
you all.
writing. I'll
Okay.
write to the judge because that's a conflict. Just having him here in Blackwater.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
think
think-
Blackwater
As,
is more of a
Marshall Krebs says, it doesn't
non-violent,
usually go on
I guess.
that
It's-
long.
it's-
That was quite a while.
It's also he has tried to kill me twice in there.
Yes, that's the major problem.
Well, I mean, look at it this way: it's throwing you.
But
into
yes.
And I
fire,
do not feel
um,
safe with him around my rangers.
Yeah.
Okay. We will. He will be in your custody for the time being, unfortunately, because that's the judge ordered. But we will work on getting that transfer going.
Perfect.
And if something does happen, I mean, that just makes it easier to get him moved over to Cisco, right?
That is true.
That's true, yeah. But y'all did an absolutely outstanding job, and
Yeah.
Appreciate
an
that.
absolute powerhouse. An absolute
I can really
powerhouse.
see anyway. Alejandro was getting out of that without,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
at the very
He
least, being
did
stuck in
amazing.
prison for a long time.
I can say that.
you just. The thing is, it's all about contrast. You stay very calm and collected during all these questionings, very soft and quiet, and then when you need to raise the voice and need to make a point,
I'm wondering
then it
is
comes
he's
through.
saying he wanted to be in prison.
Yeah.
What?
I
after
am.
he
I am
attacked,
happy that we
the
finally
deputy
have
director, Why run?
two people that we know is going to represent us and represent us in the best way possible, and that we can work together as good as we have. This is our second case where we have gotten exactly what we wanted, and that is absolutely perfect.
Yes, excellent. I appreciate the sentiment.
I mean, hell, even during this
Gives us a lot more faith.
this
when we
trial,
know
just
if we, put a lot of
say
effort
you
into
just
reports
come
and
out and
things like
say,
that,
yeah,
that's
I'm
actually go somewhere and
I'm
mean
guilty.
something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that myself and Miss
Please
Lister
focus on myself,
require
'cause I'm scared for my life.
reports to be up to a certain muster for us to do our jobs.
Yeah.
And we wanted to let you know that your work
When you
is
plead
reflective
guilty,
of our
that
work, and our
gives
work we
you
hope to hold
life
to a
charge
high enough
most of the
standard
time.
that it does honor
Or
to
life
your
sentence
work,
even.
essentially.
Because you have
And this is what happens when we all work together and we all work on all cylinders, so to speak.
atone.
That is true.
I'm going to go and check on my rangers. But
Yes.
really good work.
And again,
She's
apologies for not talking to you earlier about the director, but I'm assuming you're the interim director at the moment.
I would believe so. I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Well, interim director.
The judge, I believe.
Yeah, we'll probably have the judge to order it, but that's what I would. There's nobody else who can take the job right now, so you're the interim director as far as
I'll
I'm
add it to my
concerned.
Telegram.
Yeah. That's good.
But
That's good.
interim director. Yes, if you need anything from my office, please feel free to reach out to myself or Miss Lister. We're happy to help.
Of course, of course. Well, we have some more people to work on eventually, so hey.
Yes.
How's the next step?
Yeah, now is the next step, and I'm going to start discussing that with Miss Lister right now, in fact.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
perfect.
okay.
You're gonna like this one, Lester.
Well, unfortunately, I did not bring y'all back any gap-tooth gangers for y'all to try here. None of them made it back to the office, so but at least that one's all done and dusted.
Yeah, well, there's always the next one. Marshall, there's always the next one.
Well, for the time being, you are allowed to leave if you'd like, or you can hang around.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Oof.
Can I write this telegram quick?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, go do your thing.
Okay, perfect.
Marshall?
Sir?
Again, I want to commend you on your paperwork. That actually helped with this case as well. So I appreciate your efforts in everything that you do, Mr. Bannerman.
I'm glad I could have been some small help.
It's not a small help, Bannerman. You know, take credit for the work that you do.
Stanley?
Yes, sir.
I like women. I want that to be known. That's my first statement. But I really want to kiss you in the mouth.
You know, you are the second man to say that to me today.
Yeah, no, well, you just.
Sorry, I just wanted to walk over here.
What did I like women park at you?
It's like, oh,
I
so
like women, but
yeah, but
something about
I
that
might make an
mustache.
exception for you, my friend.
I appreciate that.
It was honestly, it was riveting stuff. Riveting.
Yeah, I didn't mean it for it to go as long, and I know that can be
No. I mean, listen, you had me on the edge of my hypothetical seat because I was just watching, and then you were shooting them down. Hans and I were cackling at a lot of the shit that Alejandro was saying.
I mean, this is why you should always listen to a defense attorney. So, gentlemen, I'll give you a free bit of advice. If you're ever a defendant, don't take the stand. Don't do it.
Yeah, no. What really got me was the first thing you grabbed onto her was her neck. Okay.
By accident,
honestly,
in the dark.
Yeah, by accident.
And just
in the dark
squeezed.
for an extended amount of time to the point where somebody would pass out.
As I was saying to the junior ranger, I feel like all of this could have just been solved if, in that instance, he just went and looked for a ranger, explained what happened, so that he could be put away longer. Or, in this
Marshall.
case...
a marshal for protective custody. That's all
Yeah,
he has
Somebody
to
just actually asked me about if his parole gets granted, if there's any way we can help him. So I'll see about that.
And in this case, he's also stating that he wanted to be put away for his own safety, and he didn't deny what happened. He could have just said he was guilty.
Yeah, no, he's very fucking stupid. He's very fucking stupid. If I were a doctor, I would have said, yeah, I think he's stupid. But then he wouldn't have been able to stay in trial. So whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But
we all got what we wanted.
yes, though we still have to talk to the judge. We need some clarification because I don't want him stored permanently in the.
I
Western
would have
Rangers.
liked him in Sisika, if I'm completely
Clarifying
honest
it
with
right
you.
now, okay?
Yeah, okay, just write your telegram. I'm just.
Got it.
Listen, how long is this for? Yeah, I would have liked him in Sisika, but
Yeah, I understand the judge's perspective on making sure there are people around, so that way he can kind of have some rehabilitation time. But also, he needs to have a little bit of a timeout for a little bit of time, you know?
yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, as we said, we got what we wanted. Fucker's not going to be doing anything else. If he tries anything else in those cells, I'm going to put a shotgun down his mouth.
Oh no, we're going death penalty. I mean, that's just it. And
Actually, I mean, obviously, this is your job. I'm just spitballing here. I have some conditions to be set since he's going to be in there for a long time. If he tries anything, it's pretty much the same conditions as a parole, right? Any sort of conditions, like if he tries any shit in there, you know, killing Ava again or anybody, another charge or just straight to execution, something like that, right? Because he is going. I mean, the Rangers are going to be around him a lot.
I mean, like, we'll see. He's already guilty of a high crime of repeat violent offender. He got away by the skin of his teeth by getting life imprisonment. He has to know that he's teetering on the edge. right now of a bullet or a noose.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He has to know, but he also has to know that
Yes.
strangling somebody. You see what I mean? He's
I hear
clearly
you.
not smart. Yeah.
We're going to be working on. Well, I'm going to be working on writing up the order that the judge went through, and then. But we got to talk to the judge about some factors before I write this up. But yes, it will be made clear to the judge, law enforcement, and Mr. Crombetti and his client that any additional acts while he is in any additional violent acts while he was in incarceration is he's putting the death penalty up on the table for himself.
Correct.
Especially against sworn law enforcement officers, maybe not jail staff. If he's in Sisika, that is.
Yeah, no, I mean there's a warden down here and everything. I'm gonna send him a telegram letting him know he's got a new inmate. So
okay. But in the meantime, I appreciate the praise. Miss Lister and I only are able to do work as well as the paperwork that's given to us. So, really, it's applause to everybody who was involved with this. Like I was talking to Mr. Bannerman before he approached, his paperwork on this was exemplary in helping getting this case resolved as well.
This is what happened when we have a well-oiled.
yes, well, Malcolm's a workhorse, my friend. That's why he's got that badge on.
And like I've made statements to other people in the union, I didn't come to this union to make friends. I came here to be number one.
Oh no, I think today really proved that. I think today proved that. I think everybody in this union is gonna think twice about committing crimes with you at the prosecution, Miss Lister as well. So yeah.
Yeah, we are done with law enforcement being kidnapped and abused. The union is over it. I am over it. You are going to be hammered for the full extent of the law for anybody who decides to commit these acts going forward.
Yeah, no, I'm
very relieving to hear, sir.
Listen, legally, I can't use my office to help anybody gain another political or office or anything, but I'm rooting for you for Attorney General. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, I'm tired mentally. I can't even imagine you. You probably got a fucking cotton mouth.
No, I'm fine. I mean, like, just give me a little bit of cocaine, prescribed, of course, and I'll be just good.
I'll
good.
give you whatever the hell you want. I'm serious. I mean, oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking before I say something I regret.
Yes.
I'm gonna go lay down for a bit because, yeah,
Okay.
good stuff. Y'all need to rest. Give yourselves a little break.
We will, Marshall. I appreciate your time today, and again, thank you for the kind words. But we only work as hard as the work that's given to us. So,
Sorry, my friend. Well, if y'all excuse me, I'm going to go collapse in the judge's couch.
Okay, sounds good.
I will see y'all later or tomorrow.
Sounds good, Marshall. Have a good day.
Have a good one. You as well.
Have a good day.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bannerman, I just have one small thing to just kind of keep your eye on, and I apologize for the pun.
Of course.
So we were getting reports from. I've been hearing some ESO law enforcement officers saying that they believe that what happens on their side of the fence when it comes to tribal matters, especially around the Dara tribe, are specifically internal tribal matters. Have you heard this?
Internal tribal matters? Unless I'm mistaken or misremembering, I'm not aware of this.
Okay.
A lot of my dealings have not really been with the native tribes,
Okay.
other than the Comanche.
So what I want you to do is I want you to check in with the ESO officers, and this may be a part of an investigation that you may be wanting to open on the sheriff's department. Is that, again, I'm hearing grumblings that the sheriff's department's kind of turning a blind eye to what's happening on the Dar tribe's lands, as they call it. But as far as the DOJ is concerned, and the union is concerned, everyone is a U.S. citizen. All of us. There are no tribal lands. There is no sovereignty for any peoples here. if you commit a crime, you are doing it against the state. And if you commit a crime against somebody else, there is no internal tribal politics thing. We don't care that they've committed a crime against another U.S. citizen.
Right.
Again, try to keep this under your head as much as you can, but and just if you're doing inquiries, do it gently. But just try to figure out what the sheriff's department's disposition is towards tribal matters.
I understand, sir. I will do my due diligence gently.
Okay, I appreciate that, and keep the if you can the investigation off book for the time being. Keep your own personal notes, and
yes,
just if you get any if there's any validity to these rumors, please bring them to me at your earliest convenience.
I understand, sir.
Okay, but Marshall, is there anything else that we can do for you before we retire from this courtroom?
And one thing from ADA Lister specifically.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure you're all right. I saw the reports about your about what happened to you.
Oh, yes, I'm fine.
Okay, good. I'm sorry we weren't able to come to your aid.
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm dealing with it. I'll be great.
Okay,
I'll be fine.
I'm gonna cut the stream now because I'm gonna get ready to be done. That was Court.
Relieved you're all right.
Yay, Court. All right, bye.
Thank you.